Welcome to Motors TV and our coverage of the fourth round of the ADAC GT Masters from that most historic of all German tracks, the Nurburgring. There have been 4 different winners in the opening 6 races of the world's top GT3 series, with 2 victories going to Audi, 2 to BMW and 1 each to Corvette and Ford. Winners last time out at the Sachsenring, Audi's Christopher Meiss and René Rast lead the points from Spa-winning BMW duo Claudia Hurtgen and Dominic Baumann, with Dutch Beamer racers Jeroen den Boer and Simon Knapp third despite no win this year. Porsche 2 is looking for its first 2013 victory despite 4 wins last year, and the last time it won a GT Masters here at the ring was 5 long years ago. I'm Mark Cole, with me Carlton Kirby as we go racing in the Eifel.
Indeed, what a wonderful backdrop we've got for the 4th racing weekend of the ADAC GT Masters Series. Porsche, yes, still hunting down that win this season. They've got a pretty good chance today. Michael Christensen and Robert Renauer are on the front row, but it's not pole. No, the Callaway Competition Corvette is our pole sitter for this one and will be for race 2 as well. Just different names, same vehicle manufacturer. So will Corvette triumph today? Can Porsche take that step forward? Can Mercedes make up for the fact that they're just a little short-handed this year? Only 2 cars on the grid for Polar Vice Racing. We'll see how they go. A magnificent arena as always as they drop down towards the Castrol S's and up into the arena section where we're looking right now, Mark.
Yeah, and here is the starting grid. So many questions, Carlton. I hope we're going to get all the answers. And so effective has the balanced performance been that less than 1 second covers the top 12 cars on the grid for race 1. 2 of the cars carrying 40 kilos of success ballast. That's the Meiss Rast Audi and the Frank Kettler Dominic Schwager Ford GT. That's one of the Spa-winning cars.
It is indeed, and they carry that 40 kilos. Leading off row 6, just behind them actually is the Prospera C Apt Racing Audi, also on 40 kilos penalty here. You only get that with success, so watch out for those cars. They may well have been hampered a little bit during qualifying. We'll see how they roll through this race.
Right, just to point out, they're using the short circuit here today at the Nurburgring, 3.6 kilometers. They don't go down the hill to Dunlop. They turn just after the Vidal turn. Sorry, just coming down the hill at the moment. Just after the. Which corner is that?
Yeah,
we're looking at. We're at the wrong end of the circuit there. Is this one here down here? But, yeah, the link. So ready for the start. Carlton, take us through it.
Indeed, it's a rolling start. Everybody happy, and the Corvette nice and feisty right from the very beginning. And just look at the amount of movement that's going on through the field here, and it's the Polar Vice Racing with Andreas Simonsen on board that's had a fantastic start here. A lot of argument as to which side is best coming into this corner because of the kink as they go down deep into that section through Castrol S's and up and immediately through the arena. You can see the sort of pace they're carrying here. Don't forget, it's the shortened track, so just after RTL, they'll make the switch back and head up to 11 and the bit curve.
But look who's in second place already from row 2, Andreas Wirth in the second of the Callaway Corvettes. That's the number 3 car. Great start from him into second place, and he's jumped right ahead there, taking Max Buch in the Polar Vice at Mercedes through. Max, of course, coming here straight from Spa, where he and Max Gotts and Bernd Schneider won the Spa 24 Hours just 1 weekend ago.
Unbelievable level of performance that they're carrying into this race, as you can see, and it's already extraordinarily busy. Oh my goodness, the 6 car, the Farnbacher Racing car, having to back out of that. Farnbacher Mario, son of the boss, just having to ease off. It's Philip Fromweiler, from the Czech Republic, who from Switzerland, I beg your pardon, is also sharing that machine with him, and they're spacing out now, but there's a real skirmish going on here for a roundabout position 8. Whoa, and you can see near contact coming through it. You've got to use your elbows, and so they are doing. Mercedes-Benz just holding ground and doing a great job of it as well, Mark.
Yeah, but it's a Corvette benefit at the moment, 1 and 2. In third place is Mercedes, and in fourth place at the moment, that DB Motorsport BMW. That's the car of Simon Knapp and Jeroen den Boer. That's the Dutch pair who won at Zandvoort last year, but they haven't had a win this year yet. Here they go through the Haughack, as it's always called, the Haughook, as they go into the Mercedes arena. This is a place where normally you can take people on the outside because you've got so much space to use.
Yeah, it's a heck of a dip, actually, and then you come out of the arena and then you're downhill once again. Once you go through the link, it is the short course, we remind you once again. You start climbing up through 11 and the bit curve. We're on board at the moment with our leader, and his mirror's absolutely full, and it's Porsche and Mercedes that are chasing him down at the moment. Callaway Competition Machines qualifying extraordinarily well. and they're showing they're worthy of that right here now.
Yeah, if you think the name Callaway is familiar, you're a golfer, you're right. It's the same company that makes the golf clubs. Callaway also built the Corvettes. They're built in Germany now, these ones. Next year, we'll tell you more later, a big news coming about the new Stingrays, which will be racing in this series. For the moment, though, Italian Diego Alesi, 4 career wins to his credit. One of those wins this year, and of course, he and Kielwitz, the 2012 vice champions. So they're all out for the championship this year.
They are a superb start. It is by the 8 car. Michael Christensen, we were on board with him just a moment ago. And look at this, nose to tail as they come back through and across the start-finish line once more. Now, we were talking about the questions as to whether it's better to start on pole or indeed just sharing the front row. And you can see exactly what we mean. Here's the kink as they go downhill to the Castrol S's just to enter that, and then climbing up into the arena section. The speeds that these cars are carrying, Mark, absolutely phenomenal, but it is the balance between the cars that has been so outstanding. I think the top 12 qualifiers in this opening race separated by a second despite weight imbalances.
Yeah, they have a BOP committee, Balanced Performance Committee, that looks at everything. It looks at all the performance figures, the speeds. They send the whole lot to Ian Wright at the FI in Paris. He checks them through, says yes, that's good or that's bad, makes adjustments, send them back, and that's how they achieve it. It's all done by committee, but you don't finish up the camel. That's a good thing.
Absolutely. The 10 car, the Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG GT3, in the hands of Maximilian Buch at the moment. The German, they had a fantastic time at Spa. Runners up on both races, let's not forget. Desperate to go one step further forward. This is the former HGT racing outfit, and they're settling themselves in rather nicely here in the hands of Max, who's doing a great job.
Yeah, and don't forget, he's only 20 years old now, and I mean, to be entrusted with a car like this at the age of 20, he's come up through the ADAC ladder, did ADAC Formula, which is the former BMW, and he's one of these drivers everyone's been looking out for. Here's the start again.
It is indeed, and what an absolutely fantastic launch it was as well. Fantastic positioning by not only by Max Buch, but Christian Engelhardt as well had a half decent start. Sadly for him, he's just lost a place as we speak, just dropping down and just heading out of it. Some of them got very dirty tyres. Not too much heat in the rubber at that point, but just look how busy it was coming in. Unbelievable that they all got away with it.
But Andreas Wirth in the second place Corvette there, the one with the blue front, what a great start by him. I mean, he just got so much traction out of that 7-litre engine. Wow, didn't he make a great start? Here we are again, riding with Maxi Buch.
Yeah, any moment now you're going to see Wirth just come to there he is. I was just going to say, come up on his left-hand side, switching position as well, Buch. But look at that, it already seeded that spot, and Andreas Wirth has made it his own. Vets 1 and 2 they were at that point, but a great launch as well from the Mercedes number 10 car with Buch on board with him right now. And he managed to just pick up speed and, in fact, just find that line through the opening curves, the Castrol S's, and through the arena, and made great amends.
And here's Michael Christensen, the Danish Porsche factory driver, one of the Porsche juniors. He's standing in this weekend for the Robert Renoir's, sitting alongside him in one of the factory-assisted Herbert Motorsport cars, and great shots from the start there. So on with the race we go. 54 minutes still to go. Just to remind you, it's a 1-hour race, and there is mandatory pit stop driver change. The pit window opens at 25 minutes, closes at 35 minutes. And the Carlton, the bogey time this weekend, 70 seconds. You must not go in and leave the pits in less than 70 seconds.
Absolutely. Most taking a driver change at that point, well, it's compulsory, but nothing else is. You can change tyres if you need it, but I don't think so in a 1-hour race such as this. They say it's almost like a little Le Mans, this racing weekend, and it's treated as such. Very focused and adaptable and able racers. And if you actually look at the Lambda Performance Ford at the moment, climbing up a couple of spots and now running in 8th place, despite that 40-kilo disadvantage.
Yeah, and you're just mentioning Le Mans. I mean, a number of drivers here were at Le Mans this year. A lot more were at Spa last weekend. Remember, Spa's only 100 kilometres away from here. That's in the Ardennes, which becomes the Eifel as it crosses the border into Germany. So very much 2 home circuits these guys are all racing at.
Flat light, no wind, but a dry track, which you can be thankful of. And just under the 53-minute mark remaining.
Yeah, cloudy, 24 degrees the air temperature at the moment, track temperature about 31 degrees, so not that hot, is it? It's not really sort of damaging your tyre sort of heat.
No, absolutely not. Not expecting an awful lot of tyre wear. And look at this train. Will anyone pop out? Is anyone close enough to actually take advantage of a draft? There is that kink here, Mark, that just destabilises a few, and then all of a sudden down into the curve, all on the same line at the moment.
Yeah, it's very, very tricky. That, as you mentioned earlier, there's a big dip in the middle of that Castrol S, the Haug Hack as they call it. Now you go into the Mercedes arena, which just keeps going left, left and left again, and then it snaps out across the bridge, and suddenly you've got to really jam the brakes on. Here we are riding a Maxi Book as we do that, and then swing right again, then out onto the main circuit. Well, there's Maxi Gotts watching progress of his teammate. Oh, he looks happy with life, doesn't he?
Well, Max Book did a great job with the Mercedes. Other teams have eschewed that vehicle. MS Racing in the #1 car have had all kinds of problems this year. Qualifying down, leading off from row 1. It's Sub Ash that's on board the vehicle. Don't know why they didn't stick with Mercedes. It seems that the Audi R8 LMS Ultra just not used to it at the moment. I'm not sure whether it's an engineering issue with the boys just not familiar with the car, or whether it's a driver issue this year.
Yeah, just doesn't seem to be working, does it? 240 kilometers an hour as they come up braking for the NGA chicane. Don't cut the chicane. You do it more than once, you will get a drive-through penalty. But I think Carlton, watching that Mercedes really throwing the SLS around now, all what he wants, of course, is the two Corvettes to get themselves in trouble, and he's got the race.
It's almost the design of the vehicle, to be honest. I think it looks like where Corvette perhaps should have gone. They're starting to look more like sort of pumped up Ferraris these days. Just at the bottom, incidentally, of the start-finish straight here, once they've gone around the kick. Oi, nice move. Oh, well, we're just saying, is there opportunity for drafting here? Absolutely. There is a rucking of the tarmac as the Corvette just tries to take back the position, and the Mercedes, the 11 car, has actually made it its own. Fantastic performance. Great work there by Andreas Simonsen in the 11 car on the climb as we speak, and indeed in P7 at the moment. Mark, such is the traction of these vehicles, and indeed the braking absolutely superb. At the bottom of the start-finish straight, I was just saying a little bit earlier, you do get a rucking of the tarmac. It's almost like pushing a carpet, and so it can destabilise you just a little bit as you're trying to tee yourself up for the right-hander.
Yeah, and look at this car. Here's the Ford GT. That's Frank Keckler on board that car, running in 8th place at the moment. This is the car that won one of the 2 races at Spa, and the producer, director, is obviously very much in love with this car, following it. Great-looking car, isn't it? The predecessor, of course, was the Ford GT40, and one of the finest retro cars out there, and it's working.
Very much so. Qualified in 10th place, now running in 8th as we speak. And round they come, just sorting themselves out into more, I don't say lesser battles, because it gives a great deal of disrespect. There is a mix here of gentlemen drivers, but they're extraordinarily quick, possibly amongst the world best.
Yes, I mean, the whole point of the GT Masters is that they're trying to get this balance between professionals and amateurs. The amateurs run in what's called the gentleman's class. We've got quite a number of them racing today. Tony Seiler, Remo Lips, Rennie Bordeaux, Gert Weissel, Christina Nielsen, 21 years old from Denmark. Watch out for her. Christina is sharing her farmbacker car with Sean Edwards. Sean, of course, Porsche Super Cup champion, and he's been drafted in. Porsche put him into that farmbacker car to give Christina a break. She's not the quickest driver on the planet, but she is doing very well at the moment. That number 5 car is just starting to slowly move up the order, but when Sean gets hold of that car, watch for fireworks.
Very much so. Christina was paired, of course, with the late Alan Simonsen, departed, unfortunately, at Le Mans on lap 3, as you know. So yeah, Sean is in that pairing now in the Farnbacher Racing Porsche 911. Farnbacher, incidentally, Mario, son of the boss, is also here, currently running 7th in the championship, incidentally. A little slow-mo, and I just watch the front of the cars here as they come down into it, and you just see a little bit of nose chatter. If you take it tight on the inside, there's a real drop-off. It's almost like launching off a cliff, and you saw the Ford going through there, doing a fantastic job of it.
Yeah, well done. Just going back to Alan Simonsen for a moment, we're just talking about the legacy he's left behind, and many of the cars here are running with stickers on in memory of the Great Dane, and Sean Edwards, who's taken his place, who just mentioned that, he's actually donated his driver's fee to Alan's family charity. If you're interested in doing for charity, go to Facebook. It's Alan Simonsen at Charity Action, action with a K, and you can they're auctioning things such as team clothing, originals, drivers' overalls, etc., all in aid of the charity. So great way to remember Alan.
Very much so.
Yep.
Yes, it was a weight that everyone had to carry at Le Mans. Still don't know just how much the team were allowed to know about his fate throughout much of the race, but certainly the emotions at the end.
And of course, nothing official about the cause of the accident yet, so it's we shall wait.
Yeah, a lot of discussion as to whether it was the barriers just too close to a planted tree which hadn't been felled, but it's all speculation at the moment, and we still don't have anything official, but there you go. This is a fantastic battle at the moment. The Audi R8s, despite the fact that the Ford is clearly an older design, it's very much come back into its own. And the Audi R8, I think it's been looking long in the tooth for quite a few years now. It looks like something back from the 1980s. Just waiting for the next design update from that one, but I think I might have to wait for quite a while. Michael Christensen, Porsche factory driver, doing a superb job, and so is the Ford. He just can't help himself. Now watch the drop-off. There it is. Loses the back end, just gets it very, very light, but just nails it. Absolutely holds his line and powers out of this one.
Yeah, Christian's just left the door open. There's nothing he could do, and whoom, there was Frank going straight down the inside. Christa, of course, will be handing that car over to Marcus Winkelhock a little later, the number 28 car, but for the moment it's position change. Great move there, lap 13, and that 14 car has moved up into 6th place. He's just gaining places every 3 or 4 laps.
Yeah, he is. In fact, was running in 9th place until lap 4, in fact, held station for another 5. And then on lap 10 it was in P7, now up to 6. And here we go. This is that moment, and it really is a shaky one. In fact, it's a little bit later as we come through the arena section. On board with Christensen, we were mentioning a Porsche factory driver. He's with Robert Renauer, brother of Alfred, who's in the sister car of the Tonino-powered Motorsport Herberth Motorsport P Porsche 911 GT3R. Quite a mouthful. I don't know why they don't share a vehicle. Maybe it's
well, they did
rivalry.
They did, but their father, who set up a team for them, was killed last year in the first season of the new team, and since then they've decided to split the difference and go their own ways. On board with Maxi Book then again, still in 3rd place, still pushing the 2 Corvettes and still just waiting for them to get themselves in trouble, but very, very solid at the moment. Alesi and Vert, both very, very experienced Corvette drivers, and the mighty Callaway behind them. I think, he has a little go, had a little look there, but just be gentle. You've still got a long way to go. 40 minutes to go, Max, and pit stops to come as well. Those will be coming. The pit window will be opening in 5 minutes time.
So with Book waiting to hand over to Gotts the Mercedes, I do think it looks long of bonnet, but it's clearly beautifully balanced here. Mark, just we were talking about the fact that the performance of these vehicles is so closely matched. It was reflected in qualifying, just a second covering the top 12, and you can see it in the racing as well. It almost magnifies driver skill, as the performance advantage is so neutral.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're talking about 500 horsepower normally for these cars. They've got restrictors, they've got weight balances. You can put your weight, your success ballast where you want in the cars. It's all about balance, not just balance performance, but balancing the car beautifully. And as you say, they're so similarly matched, these cars. The big difference when you're looking at these cars going around, some are rear-engined, some are mid-engined, some are front-engined. And in fact, the 2 cars that are leading at the moment are front-engined. The car in 3rd place is front-engined. Then you've got the number 8 Porsche, which is rear-engined, hanging way, way over the back. Then in 5th place, the number 12 BMW, again front-engined. We've got a move here by one of the Porsches. It can't quite get past the Ford, but a big attack there by the number...
Oh, it's not over. Just takes the short route through. Exactly what the Ford was doing over the last couple of laps to move up a couple of places. And so... the success of that manoeuvre has clearly been on display, and they're quite happy to copy that out there. Why not?
Yeah, that's Christensen coming back at him again, so this is wakening up, and we've got 3 and a bit minutes now to go before the pit stops. Who's going to blink first? Now, if you've got a fast driver at the moment, leave him out there as long as you can. If you've got a slower driver, get him in sooner and get your fast driver out there, because you don't want to waste too much time with a slow driver losing laps.
Absolutely. Christensen is brought in as a Porsche factory driver and is doing a fantastic job. Robert Renauer, of course, the German in Oschersleben, got on the podium there in race 1. That was with Raginger, actually, who's on other duties today. A lot of deputising going on, but it seems that they're quite prepared to dig into factory drivers long and deep. It seems that the Porsche are quite happy to share them as well across other marques here.
Yeah,
and interesting as well, Farnbacher, they're also running a Corvette for the gents of Eberhard and Pivoda.
So here's Christensen and Keckler having that little ding-dong. Keckler manages to keep his place from the Porsche, but Christensen just desperate to try and get back. Remember, he started in the front row of the grid, lost several places at the start when Andreas Wirth carved through the pack, and here he is being attacked again. Wow.
It's a fantastic view. That Ford looks so absolutely delicious. It actually does look like somebody sat on it. The GT40, of course, 40 inches was its maximum roof height. I think the modern version is actually just a little bit more.
46 inches.
There we are.
So well done, well picked up. There is a view of that Norbert Howe grandstand on the outside, named after Mercedes Motorsport director for many years. Got ousted from Formula One, of course, last year by Niki Lauda, but still remains very much committed to Mercedes Motorsport. Max Gottson ready and waiting to get in, but are they going to put him in this early? Remember, these two drivers are very, very equal in performance, so maybe wait till the middle of the pit stop window, change then.
Why not? And that window, Mark, is a narrow one. You've got to have your wits about you. It's going to be busy in there.
Yep, 10 minutes. You can change tyres if you want to. I mean, we haven't noticed much tyre degradation today. Cars haven't been sliding around too much. That Ford, as you said a couple of times, great shot looking back down the circuit, down to Hatzenbach and the Nordschleife beyond. But drivers aren't thinking about that at the moment. They're just thinking about when are we going to pit. That window opens in 1 minute 40.
Mercedes having another look, are they? Not close enough just for the time being. Everyone's strung out. I think it is just about time for the pits. It would be unfortunate if you got it wrong at this moment in the race, just as you're about to hand over the machinery. You want to do it as it is in one piece. They come through beautifully. Just over 36 minutes remaining of this race. As soon as the clock's out, then the next time across the line will be the finish from the leader. You know what? Christensen wants another spot here, and I suspect he may well throw the hammer down. Do you think he's going to come in early?
Well, that's the way to do it. I mean, depends. If they're happy with the tyres, they won't need to change them. They might change just the rears, for instance. It depends what they decide. Through the kink then. And the amazing thing is those front three cars have never been any further apart than that. They're starting to slightly drop the BMW and Ford, but when I say slightly, by about what, a quarter of a second, that's
something
all.
Like that. Yeah, it's yes. Amazing the speed they're carrying through. And just look at the times we've got here, Mark, on the short circuit.
Yeah, it's very, very impressive. As we say, 240 kilometres an hour at this point, then bang on the brakes as they go up towards the chicane, miss your braking point. That's a huge sea of sand waiting to gobble you up.
Well, the BMW under tremendous pressure at the moment. We'll take a break and we'll be back with you racing here in a few moments. Welcome back. Extremely busy. We've hit the 35-minute mark, or about to do so, and as you can see, the BMW under tremendous pressure right now from the GT Ford in the hands of Keckler, and is he going to make the switch here? He loves to drop off, don't forget. The graphic just in the way of you. Now, can he get the escape? That's the big question. Has to go round the outside, a long, long way round as well. It's not going to make it this time by, but the DB Motorsports car is... Oh, and is he going to get him this time? Almost a tag, almost contact, just as the pit window opens. And there it is, declared to everybody. I don't know whether the BMW is going to come in just for some respite here, but right now, a tremendous pressure being exerted by a very, very feisty Keckler.
So who's going to be first into the pits? They are open, and normally we don't expect him on none of the front runners, certainly on the opening couple of laps. We are now on lap 17 of what will probably be something in the region of 40 laps, and indeed already the 26 car, that is the Prospera Ab racer of Rahal Frey, handing over to Christopher Haas, one of our lady drivers. She has been running the 26 car in just catching that.
Oh, near contact as 17. Well. Sorry, Mark,
well,
but it's so busy. We said the pits were going to be, and all of a sudden we've got 2, 4, 6, 7 cars, all very, very interested, and there's not a great deal of space here, especially when with the wider vehicles, and away they come. Nice and tidily done. BMW back and on track here with just approaching 33.5 minutes remaining. They've all got to come in, Mark, within this 10-minute window.
Yep. So none of the front runners have come in at the moment. The 20 car Max Sandritter, the Pixum BMW was the first car in on that lap, number 20, and car number 20, Jörg Muller, the BMW factory veteran, taking over. No, I didn't expect this. Diego Alesi coming in on only the second lap of the pits being open. He's handing over then to Daniel Kielwitz. Remember, 4 wins between them in their careers. They had a win in Spa, and it's a quick handover. The tyre man just checking the Yokohamas there. Advan being the Japanese branding for Yokohama, and no tyre change. So they're quite happy with that.
Yeah, don't forget champions in 2010 as well, so they know a thing or two about running these machines. Reliability's been an issue this year, and not having the run that they would want, coming into this race running in 11th place, but that superb effort in Oschersleben on the second race, yeah, bodes well.
Now watch that pit stop time. They mustn't go out in under 1:10. In fact, they're fine. They're just a little bit over, if anything, Carlton. I think 1:13. That's a little bit slow. We've already had people getting back out in bang on 1:10, which is the bogey time. Anyway, never mind. Here we go. Audi's coming out then, and a lot more cars coming in. I think probably about half the field has stopped by now, and we're only just 3 laps into the pit window being open. Let's see when our race leaders are going to stop.
Respect the white line. You've got to do it. It's a route that they like to take through. Don't forget, particularly the Ford, as we've seen. And yeah, you must not compromise that if anyone else is exiting. As soon as the pit window is closed, of course, they don't have to worry about that.
Andreas Werf and the rather portly 28-year-old Christian Hohenadel getting in.
Looks skinny to me.
Oh, yeah, it's just he's got his obviously got his cool suit on underneath. Got several of those. So Christian takes over the Corvette, which came in first place, of course, because the sister car, the number 2 car, was in the pits at that time. Where will this one get back out?
Well, Christian's a new boy. We'll see how he carries this Corvette Z06R GT3 machine. This GT3 series, it's so closely fought, but also incredibly well respected. You can see the sort of drivers it's actually drawn into the series, Mark.
So, Kielwitz then coming around Coca-Cola as out goes Christian Hohenadel. And where are they going to finish up? Which one is going to take the lead? Here he comes. He's just coming out of the pits now. 1:11.7. That's a good stop. And down they come into the Castrol turn. Is Kielwitz going to keep it? Oh, they've touched!
Oh, no!
The one thing you never do is take your teammate out. Dear, oh dear. And what is Hohenadel thinking of there?
I do not know. Oh, goodness me. That's each other off their Christmas card list, I'm afraid. And look at that, immediately back on the warmer tyres. I think he possibly ceded the position out of embarrassment, to be honest. But the 7 car back in front. Wow. We're just looking at the 10 Mercedes at the moment, the HGT machine. Driver change as well for them. Max Bunks and Max Gotts swapping places.
Well, I reckon these two are going to come out in the lead after that, because those Corvettes held each other up big time. Are they going to continue? That's the thing. So,
nightmare.
Yeah, here's the 2 of the skinniest drivers here. Probably skinny because they've just done the Spa 24 hours and they didn't eat for about 3 days.
It's a point, Mark. You know, the schedule at the moment is absolutely punishing for these GT boys.
Yeah. So just checking tyre pressures. The Yokohama guys getting in there. Beautifully engineered car, this SLS.
3 racing weekends back to back for some of these drivers.
Yeah. So out he goes again. Now watch that pit stop time. They mustn't go out in under 1:10. Here comes the car that is our race leader at this moment. Or is that the 3rd place? No, he's out comes Gotts, and he's got a big lead over the Corvettes now. So that's cost Corvette big time. Both cars going off at that first corner, and Max Gotts emerges in the lead.
Well, there's going to be plenty of questions asked back at base for Corvette, I'm afraid, because that's a big throwaway. Mark, they've nailed pole position here, but they've given themselves a huge hobbling by that mistake. Yeah.
Yes, indeed. When I say they're in the lead, they're in the virtual lead, of course, because we have cars that still haven't stopped. But we're just assuming that by the time all the pit stops are finished, the number 10 car will have quite a big advantage. And the advantage, I imagine, will probably be over the 28 car, Christer Jons, who has not yet actually handed over to Marcus Vinkerhock. We're just waiting to see the 28 car come in. But he's our virtual leader at the moment, but he is owing us a pit stop.
He is. There was the pole sitter. We're looking at the 14 Ford GT3. As we speak, we'll have to wait for all of these to shake out, incidentally. Probably this pit window is going to extend over, what, 5-6 laps, something like that. 6 laps indeed. if we do the maths.
Yep.
Just under half an hour of racing left. It's quick.
Yep, no, time does fly. Remember, again, like Le Mans, you know, this might be a mini Le Mans, but it's still a sprint race. Every single lap counts, every single minute counts. There might be only 60 minutes rather than 24 hours, but it is still a sprint race.
No easing down. You see the way that they were charging the pits. They're still vying for positions, even though they were about to be called in, and in comes the GT40 at long last.
Yeah, this is the Keckler car, 26 car. He's coming in on lap 22. He's coming in out of second place. And Keckler slowing down to the mandatory 60 kilometers an hour. This is the rules they have here because we've got a crowded pit lane with all the mechanics, tyre engineers around waiting. Will this car need any change in its rear tyres? Big heavy engine in the back of that car. That's what knocks out rear tyres.
A lot of brake dust, as you saw, as they come to a halt here. Quick check of the rubber as the driver change is made. Must be a good one. They've been driving so aggressively out there. It's been a pleasure to watch. So it's Keckler and Schwager.
Yeah, Dominic Schwager getting on board. Yeah. Super low car, as you said, just 46 inches high, and only just room for the driver. Remember, of course, the Le Mans GT40s in the old days, they had to put a hump in the roof for some of the drivers who were too tall to sit in there. So.
Yeah, I think some gentleman drivers have a hump put in as well. Yes. There we go. The Mercedes plying it straight and doing a fantastic job, and this is a well, that looked a little bit tardy. They're just holding them back to make that that time mark, and there's a perfect example of it. Good stop, a minute and 11, just giving away 1.1 second to the timekeeper.
Yep, we're still waiting for the number 6 car, the Farnbacher car, Porsche, to stop. We're also waiting for the number 16 car to come in. Those are the only two, as far as I can work out. That's the Boss Racing Audi. It's the only two that have not yet stopped, with about 1 minute 15 of the pit window remaining open.
Yeah, the Boss Racing machine, of course, formerly Camaro. News that Camaro is indeed returning. I wonder if Boss Jaco will actually pick it up.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Yeah, of course, we're only 1 weekend away. We just talked about the busy schedule. We go to Spielberg, the Red Bull Ring in Austria next weekend. Of course, that will be here on Motors Again, week today, Wednesday. So make sure you join us then. But this is great racing here from the Nurburgring today, and everyone's saying just what a good example this has been of the GT Masters here at the ring.
I haven't seen the 16 car come in just yet, and they're running out of time with this pit window. They're going to have to be smart.
35 seconds.
Well, knowing where you are on the track is part of the game, of course, and this is a fantastic battle yet again. Look at this, the Polar Vice Racing Mercedes on contact again. Oh no, we've seen this so often now, well, twice. We've seen an exit from the pits that's been hampered, and that was big time. I'm not sure whose fault it was.
Well, that was Schwager, but from what it looked like, he might have had a puncture before he got nobbled then. Let's just have a look, see what happened. But it was that was Maxi Gotts and Dominic Schwager as he's got the lead. Pits are now closed. Everyone has stopped. The 6 and 16 cars have been through, and as it shakes itself out, the race order is at the moment Max Gotts for the Polar Vice Mercedes is leading the race from the number 28 Audi, the Prospera Christian Abt Audi of Christians and Marcus Winkelhock.
Right, this is it, Mark. Now, he did rattle the curves there. I'm just wondering whether he did, in fact, have himself a puncture. He just went defensive at this point. Oh, dear. Well, I've got to say, I think that was the Ford was out of shape there. Well,
yeah, but I think Max is a little bit aggressive as well, wasn't he? The Ford, though, did shut the door on him.
Well, he shut the door on cooler tyres, let's put it that way.
Here we go.
This has got on board with him right now.
Yeah.
Nowhere to go.
This is in Coca-Cola, where the pit lane exits on your entry is on your right-hand side. But
quick nod to each other.
Yeah.
And Gotts it is that heads off and is our leader at the moment.
Well, Schwager is,
courtesy of the contact, I think you might be able to say.
Yeah, Schwager is limping round, so there's definitely a problem with that Ford. I suspect he's either got a punch or he's got a damaged rim after that. So let's see what happens there. So the race order at the moment is, as we say, Mercedes from Audi in third place, the number 11 car. That's the second of the Polar Vice cars. Sergei Afanasiev, the Russian, has handed it over to Andreas Simonsen, and that car in third. So it's a Polar Vice 1-3 at the moment for Mercedes.
Wow, doing a fantastic job. They may well be limited in terms of vehicles on track, but Polar Vice in dominant form at the moment. Sergei Afanasiev, he'll forgive me, I'm sure, an extraordinarily quick man. So is Andreas Simonsen, as you know, the Swede.
Yep.
So look at this. This was just a little while earlier as well. Just that drop-off where the two Corvettes got into each other, looking at each other, and well, I think the hand signal said you're number one. Yeah,
this is inexperience from Herrenadel, I think, and De Lacy gave him room, as you can see, he was just coming out of the pits, but Herrenadel, I think, went a little bit deep, a little bit wide, coming over that white pit line. And look, he says, you idiot, whatever the Italian for that is. We won't repeat that on air. Might be children listening.
There may well be. Goodness me. Well, there'll be discussions about that. The BMW coming straight through.
Once again, Carlton, the golden rule, whatever you do, don't tangle with your teammate.
Oh, we see it so often. Yeah. And to be honest, that's the danger area. We said there was that big drop-off. It looks tempting. If you get tempted into it, then, you know, doors can get slammed, and contact is the result, as you've just seen. Just over 22 minutes remaining as they come back onto the start-finish straight once again. The arena section here is absolutely glorious, incidentally. Yeah. And here is the Ford back out, second visit to the pits. Not sure what the issue is. I think he might well give that white line a great deal of respect right now, and everybody else. Whoa, my goodness! Well, they weren't respecting him, were they? My goodness me. Yeah, and he does not look like he's racing at the moment. Mark, they were mobbing him as he came on the exit there. Not a pleasant place to be.
Yeah, I don't think, probably to be fair to the people coming up behind, they probably didn't see him till the last second. They weren't expecting people to come out of the pits that late, as the pits had closed. They weren't expecting a damaged car to be coming back out. Anyway, there we go. Lap 25 or 26 at the moment. Here's our race leader. It is the two Maxes. Maxi got at the wheel at the moment, and if they could pull this win off, how good would that be, having won the Spa 24 Hours just a week ago?
Yeah, amazing run of form that they've got. Mark, it begs the question as to whether you really need a flag man on the pits for incidents such as that. Pit windows closed. It could have been absolutely traumatic, and there's the answer.
That's the Ford. That is why he came in. He's got a damaged rim, and that in turn has deflated the tyre, which has started to delaminate. But which happened first?
Yes, exactly. I was wondering whether that's
actually the inside of the wheel, not the outside.
Well, if he had been damaged in some way, damaged suspension perhaps, it looked fairly benign perhaps to some of you at home, but that would have been a significant impact.
Yeah, there is a steward's inquiry, we're told, into that. No, he's limping still, and he's pulling off. So I think you're right, suspension's obviously damaged. What he's doing is just taking a shortcut. You can get back to the pits eventually that way, but I think he's just going to park up. Obviously suspension damage as a result of all that, but there is a steward's inquiry going on as we speak, so Maxi will find out hopefully before the end of the race whether or not he is going to get a drive-through or a time penalty.
I do hope so, Mark, because it doesn't suit anyone to have these things altered retrospectively. We've seen Jan Mardenborough promoted to third place at Le Mans, courtesy of a late change. I like to get these things sorted out on race day.
Yep. Yeah, and let's just say a word for Jan as well, of course. Went to Spa, he did his third 24-hour race of the season, Dubai, Le Mans, where he got the podium in LMP2, and then he got another podium at Spa for the GT AM class. Great job by him.
You know,
well done, Jan.
Such a fantastic character. He's a modest young man, a great racer, and he's a pleasure to be around. Yep. Such a wise person for such a young man.
Yeah, it's quite extraordinary. He's so young still, just 21 years old, from Cardiff, and as we said, he moved out of the bedroom being a PlayStation gamer and immediately took to the track. And it's a great story about Spa. He said, I drove Spa year after year in my bedroom. I go there and I get on the podium. How good is that?
Nailed every corner, just like I did in my bedroom. Fantastic. Just over 19 minutes remaining, and this race far from over, as you can see. Every position being battled for, and quite right too. It's a hell of a series, this one. On board with Kyle Witz and the Callaway Competition Corvette. They're having a great run at the moment, the vets.
Yeah, apart from holding themselves up, of course, and that was great shame. We're just going to have a quick word from Stuart Hall. Stuart, one of our colleagues who helps out here on the GT Masters as well. Stuart, tomorrow morning, together with Darren Turner and Peter Dumbreck, will be getting on their bicycles at Land's End, and they're cycling to John O'Groats, would you believe?
I don't know, cycling, motorsports, do they go together?
Well, I said to Stuart, I've got Carlton hit with me tonight, and he's just come off the Tour de France and Tour de Poland, I think, and other events like that. You've got Tour de Norway coming up, you told me.
I need a Learjet.
But, I mean, why aren't these racing guys racing? What are they doing on bikes? I'll tell you what they're doing on bikes. It's a charity ride. They're keeping fit, and it's charity. And the charity, it's all to do with the Oxford Radcliffe Hospital, and donations are going to Horton Maternity Unit in Banbury, where Peter's son and daughter and Darren's daughter were all born. So if you want to help out there, go to justgiving.com, you know, the website, and it's Darren and Peter's bike ride. Darren and Peter's bike ride. Easy to find. Target of £5,000. They haven't started yet, and they've already got 5,022. How good is that?
That's a lot of chocolates for the nurses, and they deserve every one of them.
Well done, guys.
17 minutes and 42 seconds remaining of this, a little bit less than that right now. And the Callaway car in the hand of Daniel Karvitz is really making inroads and making amends, I think you might say, for contact earlier on, exit of the pits. And keeping tremendous pressure up. I think he might well be taking a spot here in just a few moments' time. It's ahead of the cameras as we look at the moment.
Yeah, it's been actually quite quiet, hasn't it, for 5 minutes after all the previous excitement. But are they settling down, or are we going to get some more passing? As you say, this Audi really getting on the pace now. The 27 car, that's starting to move up the order.
The 3 car, the other Callaway, dropping down as low as 14th place, and it's been on the March mark and is well back into it, running 6th or 7th place at the moment, I think.
Yeah, he was hurt big time by that punt off by his teammate, and as you say, right down to 14th place, and now just about to come back up into 4th. Have we actually gotten to 4th yet?
Goodness me. Well, the 2 car is running there. I think the 3 machine is down in 7th spot as we speak. 16 minutes and 30 odd seconds remaining, and the rises and falls of this beautiful track. But there's one car head and shoulders at the moment above everybody else, and it's a Mercedes. There may only be 2 of them on track. Okay, I know there's one Ford GT40, or there isn't any more, unfortunately. After contact with one of those Mercedes, the 14 car has been parked up, I'm afraid. Suspension damage, we believe, magnified into recurring punctures, and a second one has occurred. So it's off the track, but great run by the 10 car here. Yeah,
and the 11 car as well. Don't overlook that. Andreas Simonsen putting that car into 3rd place and handing over to Sergei Afanassiev. You've got me doing it now. Afanassiev. And here we are. There was the car, Afanassiev, on board now, the man from Moscow. And would you believe he actually has a medal for services to motorsport in Russia? And he was presented with that by President Putin.
Oh, bless his pants.
Yep. So he's carrying the hopes of Russia with him, and right behind him, Daniel Kulvitz has now come back up into 4th place. He's made that 4th place. There he is, right behind the Russian.
Got a slow car.
Yeah, someone having a little problem there.
Yeah, somebody with an issue. We'll have a look at that in just a few moments' time. I'm hoping that it's not one of the Corvettes.
It looked like a blue Corvette, didn't it? Which would be the Werth Hohenadel car. We just saw the front of it. But
well, we'll have a look in a moment's time, but that's not good. Slow car on track as well. Need to get that clear as quickly as possible. Back in with the 2 car, which is the Callaway competition machine. Won race 2 in Oschersleben, don't forget, the champions in 2010. And it's being driven like championship, at least considering car at the moment, running in 4th spot, which is a great effort by them. Fights it is with the 2 car as we speak. More contact, Mark, and they're not afraid to get on the egg boxes here.
Oh, look at that, yes, and all 4 wheels off the ground there. And just to spare a thought for the cameraman as well. He was right in the danger position, so was that photographer, as he came so close, exiting the Mercedes arena. Wow, great racing.
Yeah, fantastic. Just under 15 minutes remaining of this opening race of the weekend, and ADAC GT Masters providing the entertainment yet again. Amazing rumble from these cars. What I love about these machines is you can almost believe you could go shopping in them. Unfortunately, they're going to be shopping for a suspension system, I think.
Yeah, they've got overnight to get that car back together. The 14 car then parked up. Frank Keckler and Dominic Schwager going no further in this race. It's actually our only retirement so far. Amazing, 25 starters and only one retirement after a lot of rough and tumble.
Very much so, and to be honest, the pit stops weren't even as scary as lap 1 when they were coming down to the link area, 4 wide, and we've got a change here.
There's a replay of the earlier moment we saw with the Ford.
There it is.
Saw parked behind the wall, and we don't have the knowledge at this moment. Was the Ford already in trouble with a tire? A bent rim, because that was an inside rim that was bent, we saw in the pits. So here we are again. So Maxi goes for it, but suddenly the door shut on him and round he goes. Maxi lucky that he was not slowed anymore.
Absolutely.
There is the Verth car.
This was after the pit stop, incidentally.
Yeah, that's
the Verth. The end of proceedings, I'm afraid, on lap, what was it, 32?
Yeah, pulls off just halfway down the long back straight that leads you down to Hatzenbach, or as they're calling it this year or this week, Rhineland-Platz Bogen.
I wish they'd made their mind up.
Yep,
it's all very well sponsoring corners, but people get used to them. The old ones, and yes, we feel tripped up sometimes. Here we are. The 10 car then in its pomp, and look at the margin at the moment, Mark, having a very, very happy run of this.
Yeah.
Doing a great job as well is the Audi R8 LMS Ultra of Prospera. The Jons and Winkelhock car, the 28 machine, also running extraordinarily well. We're looking at the 12 car there, the BMW Z4, which is down in 8th place.
Yeah,
that little battle there.
The Flying Dutchman. They're having quite a good race here this afternoon. They're in 7th place, and that's no shame in a field of this quality. So can they get up into 6, get more and more points? Those two coming here, of course, well up in the points to start with, but looking for that first win. Haven't had one since Zandvoort last year on their home track. Here they go, makes a dive down the inside of the number 8 Christensen, now Robert Renard Porsche. That's the Herbert Motorsport one, factory assisted, as is the Farnbacher one. Porsche so determined to do well this year, but they're still looking for that first win. It's not going to be today.
This was the car, I think, that was looked like it was running slow.
Yeah, it's the number 3 car, isn't it? That's the Verth Honendal car that we saw slow. It is still slow, isn't it? And I think their race is going to be over, Carlton.
I'm just wondering whether they've got some kind of damage. Yeah, clearly out of the line, and they are just trying to get home in time. Yeah, they've got another 11.5 minutes to keep rolling, but I can't quite see what the issue is.
Well, they're certainly heading for the pits. In he goes.
He does.
So Honendal, after that very unfortunate coming together with his teammate that took both the Corvettes out of their 1-2 positions immediately after the pit stops.
I'd love to see the demeanour of the driver when he gets out,
well,
as to whose fault he clearly thinks it is.
Well, don't be surprised if he turns sharp right now and disappears and doesn't go back to the pits.
Yeah, I think so. I think that might be day done. I think he tried to turn and probably missed it. We'll take a break.
Well, just a few minutes to go then, 10 to be precise. Carlton Kirby, Mark Cole here at the Nurburgring, bring you all the best in the ADAC GT Masters Round 4, Race 1. And Carlton, we've had some great racing this afternoon. The sun's come out to celebrate.
Yeah, well, we've had some great racing. We've also had some terrible, terrible mistakes out there. But as you can see deeper in the field, there's a heck of a lot of racing still to be done here. A lovely look by the 12 BMW, the Nap de Boer machine. Taking the wide line here, being pushed out towards the dirt, and that's a great defensive manoeuvre.
So 2 Porsches at the moment running in the top 6 places. We're looking at the second of them. This is the Renard Herbert Motorsport one, that yellow and black one. We keep talking up about Porsche not having had a win this year, nor though have Mercedes, of course. And Mercedes at the moment are 1-3 with just under 10 minutes left.
A couple of podiums heading their way by the looks of things. But then again, we've learned you can't really count on too much here. This is a fantastic run at the moment. The Nap de Boer machine here had a great time in Zandvoort, don't forget, on their home track. Been looking for that victory ever since. Had 3 podiums this year and a 3rd in the championship, and they want another one. Don't think they're going to get it today. You never know.
No, just keep watching this space. Jeroen Burr, as you say, really pushing in that DB car. Can he get by that Christensen car? He's doing all he can to do it. Further down the field, there's Sean Edwards popping up in 19th place. He took over the Christina Nielsen car. she'd obviously not got that far up the field. He's doing all he can in that far back of field to drag it up the order, but I think he's going to get a lot further than the top 15.
Well, this is fabulous racing. We've just under 9 minutes to go. Back across the start-finish straight as we are right now. And the positions just spin through for you. The 28 car running in second place, but giving away, what, nearly 4 seconds. And then it's another 4 seconds or so, 3.5 back to our third place car at the moment. 8:36 is how we stand. Running in third place, it is the 11 Mercedes, the Polar Vice racing machine. Mercedes only got 2 cars here, heading for a double podium, and it looks like victory, first of the season for them. What a shame for Corvette that basically they've tangled and compromised themselves here. Yeah, best place, I don't think it's going to change, is going to be 4th, I think, for the 2 car. And what words will they have for each other once this race is over? Now
here we've got some hot action here. This is Jörg Müller and amongst a bunch of cars fighting over 6th, 7th, 8th places, and Jörg taken on by Pixum Team Schubert. That's the blue and the green and black cars. There we are. 2 of them there running, squeezing one of the farm backer Porsches at the moment. But the other Callaway Corvette, just to confirm, it has officially retired on lap 32. We saw Christian Hohenadel heading for the pits. Obviously some damage collected in that incident just after their driver change. And as Carlton said, not something you do with the teammate.
Absolutely not. Christina Nielsen, incidentally, the Dane who was in the all-Danish car with the sadly now passed away Aaron Simonsen, sharing this run with Sean Edwards, who's doing a fantastic job. This is a factory-backed car, the 5 car, and not overly distinguishing themselves this weekend, but you know, their time will come. They've tripped themselves up on a number of occasions by the looks of things.
Yeah, Sean had a mountain to climb, of course, because Christina handed him the car over, I think, in where are we, done something like 20th place, so he is climbing up the order. In fact, he's just gone up 1 more place as we talk, and he's moved up into 18th. He's not going to get a huge distance further.
No, he's not. It was handed over in 24th place at the pit stop, incidentally, and he's running at, what, 18th at the moment.
So here's the Dutch BMW chasing us at the moment in the Tonino Herbert Porsche. It's Renard on board at the moment, having taken over from Michael Christensen. Robert Renard, there he is. That's the other Renard, the 20th one there. That's his brother, Alfred. And there's Hohenadel, confirmed as having retired 3 laps ago. So 2 retirements out of the 25 starters. By GT Masters standards, that is pretty good reliability this weekend.
To be honest, I thought there'd be an awful lot more watching the first couple of curves. Oh my goodness. You know, history repeating itself. It's almost exactly the same manoeuvre. We've just had lunge down the inside with doors slammed shut, and more often than not, it seems, when that's happened, there has been contact and a spin. They're stacking up now. This is a great trio with just under 6 to go.
I think this could end in tears, because, oh, here comes Müller. He's having a go around the outside of Den Boer. So he's getting really, really hot now. So Müller, of course, one of the fastest BMW drivers in history. He's won Le Mans. He's been European Touring Car Champion, and he's getting ready to strike.
Well, you know what? He's looking at these two, and he's going to use them as a foil. If they tangle up, he's going to be in with a great chance here. Müller on board the 20 car, and star arrival, I think you might say, a factory inject. And right now, he is absolutely stalking these guys. We're on board with him right now. This is fabulous right at the end of this one.
Yeah, great shots as they go through the King and up into the Michelin curve, right at the highest part of the circuit at this end now, and then through Bit Curve. That's the beer, of course, brewed in nearby Bitburger, and then this long blast down the back straight through Hatzenbach and up to the chicane.
Well, they won't want Jörg Müller on their tail, but that's exactly what they've got. And he'll pick up the pieces if these guys get into each other. Max Sandritter, it was, that started the car, was with Klingman for their superb run at the Saxon Ring, and he's going to take it now, is he? Look at that. Yep. Well, if it ain't rubbing, it ain't racing, and thank you very much. Through he goes, does he? Real battle for that position between the 2 BMWs here. Side by side they are. They're going to come all the way down the start-finish straight, and it's going to be who goes for the inside line and the cliff. And I've got to tell you right now, it's going to be Jörg Müller. Watch him go for the drop away. It's a Porsche on the inside of him right now. Fantastic. Can he hold that position? Porsche well balanced, and he's got the race away. Superb.
Yeah, he put the Dutchman onto the dirt. There's nothing he could do about that. And now, of course, he's got a problem with Nico Armindo, the Frenchman in the GW Schultz Porsche, that yellow one right behind him. So it's a big problem for Den Boer at the moment. Got dirt all over his tyres from being pushed off the circuit there by Muller in the Haughacht.
Do you know what? With experience comes apparent bravery, but he knew absolutely every inch of this track, Jörg Muller, and he needed to at that moment. Absolutely superb, and got the escape where he needed it. Now then, one more spot perhaps. Fantastic. This is the battle for 6.
We're going to squeeze another, perhaps 2 laps in, maybe 3 laps into this. Can Jörg Muller get himself any higher than he is at the moment, which means he's got to get past Robert Renard. He's in 7th place at the moment. Is 6th beckoning to him?
Well, it's a tough ask, because these cars, as we mentioned at the top of the show, they are extremely well balanced. And even the great efforts of Jörg Muller, it took him, what, 3-4 laps of chasing before he actually managed to get that spot, and it was a bit of a tangle, and I think lessons perhaps have been learnt by the vehicles in front of him at the moment. Just over 3 minutes, Mark. Yeah,
and again, this just illustrates the difference between the pro and the gentleman drivers. Jörg took that car over in 13th place, and he's pedalled it up now into, where are we? He's in 8th place now, so that's a big move for him in a field that is strung out as it was after the round of pit stops.
Yeah, superb effort by him, and still he looks extraordinarily well planted. I think that's the other point, Mark. As you get deeper into an hour here, and they haven't changed tyres, don't forget, Jörg Muller is extraordinarily smooth. Might look aggressive, but the way he races is phenomenal. He picks his lines absolutely like a genius that he is, and yeah, he doesn't brutalise the car.
No. But what a great drive for Robert Renard. I mean, Robert Renard is not one of the pro drivers. He's not a gentleman either. He's a sort of silver halfway between. But look at the way he's handling that Porsche. Beautiful job this afternoon, driving really tidily and keeping off both of these BMWs. The blue one being a factory-assisted car, the red one being a Dutch-prepared car. But we are told with factory parts. So.
Well, the Team Gaia yellow car here, the number 4, sort of amber-looking backside to it. There you are, just dropping off the pace right now. I think probably just accepted that it's going to be 9th place. Everybody else in front of him just seems to be battling on. 1 minute and 40-odd seconds remaining of this race. As soon as the clock's out, once that Mercedes crosses the line, next time by then, by the looks of things, they cross the start-finish line right now and head back down to the dip. And this train, what's going to come out of it?
Who knows? We're into, I think, probably lap 40 now. Another lap to go after this. You mentioned, here's our race leader, Maxi Götz, coming here from just 100 kilometers away at Spa, where they won the 24 hours. He and Maxi Buch, together with Bernd Schneider, the great Bernd Schneider, who Carlton in our DTM days was preparing to retire then, and he's still racing. He won't give up.
Can't help himself. Yeah, I think every year, once the season ends, you think, oh, just one more. And why not? It's great to see him still here and doing such fantastic work. Great work by Mercedes as well.
Yeah,
they have shone brighter than the star that bedecks the radiator here. 45 seconds only remaining, and it'll be the flag next time by.
Yeah, I think you've got to hand it to Afanasieff as well in that number 11 car, the Polarized Mercedes. He's done a great job. He took over the car from Andreas Simonsen, and he has, although he himself is a bronze driver, he has managed to keep that car in 3rd place, and there's huge competition behind. So full marks to the Russian.
Very much so. Clock just about to ebb out, and I think we may have positions locked here, although to look at this train, I can't see, to be honest. They're reaching the end of the race.
They're going to get one more lap in here.
Do you think so?
Yeah, the leader's just gone through, so we're into the final lap now. Here we go. There's the race leader.
We are indeed, as he exits the arena section.
Second
and the
place.
Rest of them, and there is the 3rd place car right now, settled in.
Marcus Winkelhock, they're doing a great job for Audi, and Christian Abt be watching from the pit wall, the bad boy of the DTM, as we used to call him. Christian would have a big smile on his face, seeing what his boy Marcus is doing for him. And here we go, we're on board with Muller, having a last ditch go to try and wrest that 6th place off Robert Renard. I don't think he's going to do it, because he's not as close as he was 2 laps ago.
Exactly. It took him, we were talking about the performance balance between these vehicles. It took him 3 or 4 laps to actually move up the spot previously, once you get to the real cream of the crop, and that's what we're dealing with right now. Look at Team Gaia. I don't know whether they've got some kind of issue. but certainly backed out of that battle. And here we're rolling a clock between Gotts and Winkelhock, and just shy of 3 seconds. But you're looking at our winner right now. It is the 10 car, and what a superb drive it's been, both by Buch and indeed Gotts for Polarvice Racing Mercedes.
And the first win for Mercedes in the GT Masters this year, but don't forget they won the Spa 24 Hours just a week ago, and what a double for those guys. Second place then Audi, it's Winkelhock and Jons and Afsanafiev and Simonsen come home in third, giving Polarvice Mercedes a 1-3 here at the ring. And
that little train, it didn't alter, did it? In fourth place here, it is the Gaia car, I beg your pardon, the Callaway Competition Corvette of Alessi and Kelvitz. And it was Porsche Farnbacher Racing, the boys who went so well in Oschersleben. A couple of podiums there, Farnbacher and Frommenwieler, that come home.
Right, race 2 then, Sunday, 23 degrees. Bit of cloud around, but it's nice and sunny. And this time, Carlton, on the grid, we have got the top 17 cars covered by just 1 second. On pole position, would you believe Jeroen Bleekemolen? We didn't see much of him in race 1 in the Callaway Corvette. He's sharing of Tony Seiler, and Tony Seiler third in the Gentleman's Championship, having won once this year already. Alongside them, another BMW we didn't see much of in race 1 is Dominic Baumann and Claudio Hurtgen. They have already had a win together this year in the Schubert BMW. And then just take us down the rest of the field.
Yes, indeed, row 1, it is the Pixum car that shares that. Farnbacher Racing leading off row 2 ahead of the Callaway Corvette. The Pixum BMW leads off 3 ahead of Christian Armindo, I beg your pardon, who's in the Audi. And so they spin by. Just looking, Mark, at the qualification and how it represents race 1. There is a significant weight disadvantage here for success. You carry 40 kilos, although you can actually place it within the vehicle wherever you want, but it does hamper you.
Yep, yes indeed. The other big difference, of course, between the two qualifying sessions is principally the pro drivers who've been qualifying in this one, which is why you got people like Bleekemolen, Sean Edwards, Dominic Baumann, Muller, Armindo, Kilvitz, and guys like that up front on the grid. And we've got a great grid. Here we are. There's that Ford GT, now repaired, back in the running, and that car starting after qualifying on Friday. That car is down in, 8th, 15th on the grid. Dominic Schwager starting that car. They've had a win this year, as we said, at Spa.
Yeah, it could have been better for them. Certainly race 1, they were in with a chance, a shout of victory, but just was not to be, unfortunately. Behind the safety car here, as we speak, on the formation lap, and your chance to have a look at this amazing circuit.
Oh, isn't it great? Yeah, here we are in the Eifel Mountains on the new Nurburgring. It's not so new now, but here we go. They're coming round, all ready to take the start. It's Corvette from BMW, from Porsche, from Corvette, as we head down into Turn 1, Castrol, and the Norbert Haughoek.
Jeroen Bleekemolen is that will take the kink, and indeed the cliff, I imagine. There he is, and he gets that spot beautifully so as well. Just following through the Pixum car with Baumann on board, the black machine. Holds station, does he? A lot of pressure from the charging Corvettes and Porsches just in arrears at the moment. But it is Bleekemolen that gets the escape. Oh, drifting very, very wide. We got contact here and damage as well. And it's the 6th car, unfortunately, that's taken a huge hit here.
Yeah, that's the Farnbacher car of Philip Frommenweiler, but I think 2 of the Audis tangled as well in that, did they not? Let's have a look again and see if that happened then.
Well, they're still racing away and battling for position here, but Frommenweiler certainly had more than a handful there. And oh dearie me,
there was. It's the 27 car and the 10 car we've lost from the hustings. The 10 car, that is Maxi Gotts starting in the Mercedes. Is their race over? And that 27 car, I think they tangled that, and the Rennie Rast Audi. We'll hope we see it again in a minute. But we've definitely lost yesterday's race winner already.
Oh my goodness. Well, we said it was going to be feisty. Avoiding trouble so far is the Ford, but look at the march through that it is posting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into 7th place right now after starting way down there in 15th place. That's a mighty leap
Yeah, and Jeroen Bleekemolen, look, he's just flying off into the distance. What a great start by the Dutchman from Dominic Bouwman, who's trying his best to follow him. And then Sean Edwards in that blue farmbacker Porsche, who's being monstered by everyone behind him.
He is. Now, just watch this as we come down, just out of position. The GT40 having to go wide this time by. It goes all the way out into the countryside, zips back the white car, and there it is. The camera's just tracking him at the moment. And causing some worriment just behind. A couple of swaps of position amongst the Porsches there. The opening couple of minutes then of race 2 could not have been more dramatic. They did a great job of getting that car back into shape. Suspension damage, we understand, on the Ford GT40, and it's back here. We've got another tag. Somebody else has taken a spin. Lots of battles for position here, lots of contact as well, and it's reflected in the motion of the vehicles. They're all over the place on occasion here, I'm afraid. Looking deeper into the field, and there is the number 10 Mercedes.
Yeah,
that looks very second-hand.
Damaged front suspension. That car, he was hit, I think, from behind by René Rast in the Audi, and they involved Frommenweiler as well. Hopefully we'll see replay now, but it's quite a lot of damage on that Mercedes.
Couldn't make the corner properly there, as you saw. Used to almost look like he was using an escape road back onto track, just trying to get himself clear. Bleekemolen with an absolutely storming start here.
Yep, so we are only 3 laps into the race, and already we've lost 3 cars, including 2 potential winners today. So how bad is that? It's all happening though, and there's still changes going on. We got one of the Porsches, I thought, just saw some fluid coming out behind. We'll try and pick up on that in a minute. This is the Frommenweiler car, rear wing removed. I think he got caught up in that Audi Mercedes accident, and Frommenweiler, who's one of the he's pulled off. Maxi Gotts has pulled off in the number 10 car, is not going to make it back to the pits. Too much damage. Let's have a look, Carlton, again at what happened in the Mercedes arena.
Well, Bleekemolen got the escape, and already a lot of debris being thrown up. Just paper, you understand, but that was going to turn into carbon at this corner. Here's your backup. This is what caused all the trouble. Around about 4 cars wide, and suddenly out of shape, just battling to get back into position. Little bit of contact, and I'm afraid that the big prisoners here with the 6 car, the Farnbacher Racing Porsche, and indeed the 10 machine, didn't quite see it just there, but Polar Vice Racing is out, I'm afraid to tell you. This is on board with Dave Schwager.
Yeah, well, Schwager in that 14 car. Just ahead of him is the Audi and the Mercedes, so we might be able to see from his car exactly what happened. But there they are, right behind. That is the 27 car, and what happens? There's Maxi Gotts. Oh, and he gets hit from behind by the Audi, and
there
again, and it takes the Porsche up.
Oh, my goodness.
Porsche gets front and back. Doors both hit, so that's what happened there. Here we are, here it is again.
Do you know what? The Porsche car was clearly the victim there, tagged on a number of occasions by the charging Audis. There it is, almost bullied. First impact, gets out of shape. Second impact, tags the Porsche. Because his suspension is broken at that point, couldn't steer properly. Porsche gets out of shape, he does too, and the Audis kind of got away with that, but it was their fault.
Yeah, so again the Porsche, the unwitting thing. The 27 car, very, very aggressive, and René Rast just barging his way through. 2,
that's where he's damaged suspension, and unfortunately tagged the Porsche because he couldn't steer properly. We saw that a little bit later on.
Yeah, there we go. Well, in fact, I think the Audi hit the Porsche as well, didn't he? But Porsche was spinning before that happened. No doubt we'll hear more of that as we go on, and there is the team watching. Is it replay it?
There we
again.
Are. You're absolutely right. It was already out of shape, and in fact, I don't think Mercedes had anything to do with it.
Amazing job by the rest of the field avoiding that Porsche, which just spun right across the bows of most of the field there.
Well, what a shame for the 6 car, Farnbacher Racing, which went so well at Oschersleben, don't forget. Double podium there. Not going to be the case, I'm afraid, this time by. Started this weekend in 7th place in the championship, and
now what's happened here? I said there was a smoking Porsche earlier, blue one of the Farnbacher cars. It looks like he's been dropping fluid, perhaps. Has he spun on his own fluid? Let's have a look, see if we can see what's happening.
Well, once again, Audi involved. I'm not actually sure that
the Corvette's already spun there. People are spinning.
There's fluid on the track.
That Porsche, that blue Porsche, has dropped something, and half the field spinning. We're going to get a safety car, surely.
I think they're going to have to, Mark, because it's clearly extraordinarily dangerous. It's right in the middle of... Oh, dearie me, and there it is.
That was the portion. Everyone's starting to go off now.
So it was the Team Gaia machine.
Hold the camera. Half the field's coming by.
I'm afraid so.
On board with Nico Armindo.
Just spewing fluid all over the place. You can actually see it on the windscreens as well.
So it's that farmback of Porsche's burst a radiator, whether it's oil or water, I don't know. Probably oil, the amount. There he is. He's spinning on his own oil. This is going to get a safety car out, Carlton. They can't continue to race in the link here without this.
My goodness, it's going too expensive. I think it was the Team Gaia, the amber-coloured car that actually dropped the fluid, and then everybody else just going straight into it.
There's Christian Ab, the bad boy of the DTM, as was, just watching that. Safety car comes out, and of course it's an Audi. And
Christian Abt, he was a mobile chicane in his own right when he was out there racing. Fantastic. I loved his sheer aggression and self-belief, which often exceeded his skill, but anyway.
So Jeroen Bleekemolen has done all that hard work for the last 8 minutes. Now has that negated because the safety car's out. The field's going to close back up on him. Jeroen, by the way, only his second ever pole in GT Masters. He's an infrequent visitor, but that first pole was at Nurburgring here in 2007.
Gosh.
And he said he's driven every type of Corvette there is, but this is his first time in a GT3.
2007, eh?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good year for some.
Yeah, 1 year later, of course, the financial crisis that befell the world. We're back up and off our knees as far as racing is concerned, but it's been an expensive weekend for some, nonetheless, here, Mark.
So Bleekemolen for Corvette, Baumann for BMW, then comes Sean Edwards in the blue farmback of Porsche. It's the other farmback of Porsche that dropped all the oil. The number 4 car, that was the car of Nico Armindo, and that's a great shame, isn't it, that one of the potential front runners again is out. And then in 4th place at the moment in the number 2 car, that is Daniel Kielwitz in the other Callaway Corvette.
Well, the clock still continues to roll under the safety car, as I'm sure you well know. And there they are, just trying to avoid that even the oil dry which has been put down here. You can see it almost smoking. Yeah,
Jeroen sensibly doing that, going over to avoid it, and others decide they'd follow, but here we are, field trying to get heat back into their tyres. Temperature around 23 ambient. The sun's gone in for the moment, so temperatures have dropped slightly. It's raining in Britain. It's very, very hot elsewhere in Europe, but here in the Eifel, it's not raining, but it's, look, you can see the clouds. It's a little bit cool.
Yeah, nonetheless, very, very beautiful. Just post-storm, it seems. You can see for miles and miles and miles. The Eiffel Mountains, of course, and a mountain to climb for some of these guys. The 14 car, by the way, has made some great advances. The GT 3 started off in qualifying 15th, let's not forget. We're running at the moment. 14 car 7th place, is it?
Yeah. That's pretty impressive.
It is. Don't forget the pit stop window, the pit window opens on time. It's timed in, so we may well, depends on how long the safety car stays out, and it takes them to actually clean the track up and get rid of all the carbon shards and the rest of it from the contact, as well as the fluid upon the track. But right now, still some time to go. So
Jeroen Bleekemolen, the Flying Dutchman, leading for Callaway Corvette at the moment behind the safety car. He'll be handing over to Tony Seiler, the Swiss driver. Tony, the oldest driver in the race, 55 years old, but he's a 3-time gentleman champion in this series, and currently has had 1 win this year in the gentleman's class and is 3rd in the gentleman's championship behind Remo Lips and the class leader at the moment, who is Rennie Bordeaux. Christina Nielsen also well up. So some quite damaged cars being taken back or put onto the low loaders. That's the Rennie Rast Audi. He'll have some explaining to do, won't he, to Christian Abt. Look at that rear wheel, well out of shape.
Yeah, Christian Abt, of course, series leading as they came into this with the 27 car. But it's not going to be a great weekend for them, unfortunately. There's the Marshals doing a fantastic job.
Just doing their trophy collection. And so, yeah, well done. ADAC Marshals, as always, at Nurburgring. Marshals all around the world do a fantastic job. It's an old cliche, but we couldn't go racing without them. So thank you, guys. Keep up the good work. We're going to take a break. Carlton Kirby, Mark Cole will be back after these messages. More from Nurburgring.
Welcome back. Still got the safety car, Mark. An extraordinarily high attrition rate. Safety car due to come in this lap. Lights are indeed out. So let's just retake the start, shall we? Bleekemolen's had an absolute stormer, and indeed it will be he that sets the pace as we restart here. They come back to the start-finish straight. Cleanly done by the looks of things. Thank goodness. We'll see whether there's anyone who's going to make a challenge down at the first corner. Just after the kink, it's the drop. We've christened it the cliff today, and they're gunning for it. It's the inside line that they want. You've got to be brave or crazy. I'm not sure which, but maybe just a mixture of both coming into that one.
I think it's both here at the ring, isn't it? But Jeroen Bleekemolen, we talked about him losing his advantage. He's pulling out again immediately. But watch that black BMW. That's the Schubert car, the Pixum Schubert car of Dominic Baumann. He'll be handing over to Claudia Hurtgen, who is one of the fastest drivers here. 3 abreast, though. Oh. It's Corvette, and BMW. And that's Jörg Muller's car in the middle of all that. Great move there, going through the Mercedes arena. Can he hold it? There's Muller really pushing the Corvette from behind, and he's got the Ford GT on his tail as they go through the kink, and then a whole line of Porsches. But Carlton, we've lost 2 of our best Porsches, 2 of the Farnbacher cars. We've lost yesterday's winner, which was the Polar Vice Mercedes of Max Goss, and we've lost the Prosperia Audi, the Abd Audi of René Rast. So we are down on quality at the moment.
We certainly are. A couple of Porsches gone. Yesterday it was a couple of Corvettes that just lost their mind in race 1. They're avoiding each other right now, but they're locked together on track. Let's just hope for the boss that he's not writing any bigger checks, or indeed spanking any backsides at the end of this one. 42 minutes and 50 to go. And there is the 14 Ford car as well, which is still on the march. Just seems that no matter where it qualifies, it's certainly a place for action, and the cameras are absolutely loving it at the moment. Mark, it's been a high attrition rate, as you said, and I don't think it's over. This is that moment again, I think.
Yeah, this is the start of the race when we had that Audi of Rast getting very, very aggressive, banging into the number 10 Mercedes with he hits him once, hits him twice, and then hits him a third time as he tries to go through. That spins out the Porsche. Frommenweiler, the innocent victim of that, and as he spins out, a couple of people clip him. So very, very messy start.
I'm surprised actually that there's not been a word from the marshals here. There is the tag, and it was the Mercedes that got into the Porsche, but nothing he could do about it. It was a passenger himself, unfortunately, in the 10 car, and that was that. A real shame. What a mix of fortunes. Max Goss, this time a victim, yesterday the victor.
And then, of course, it all happened again a couple of laps later down at the link when Armindo's Porsche dumped its oil, had a split front radiator, and we lost 5 cars as a result of that. What we didn't mention was that Nick Kentenich in the Vita 1 BMW, he is out. So Paul Green will not be racing today. That car parked down at the link still. Look at the lead that Jeroen's now got over Dominic Baumann, and then tagging right in behind them, it's still Sean Edwards in the number 5 car. He's doing a good job here this afternoon. He'll be handing that car, of course, to Christina Nielsen, and I'm afraid, despite Christina's talent, she will not be able to keep up that pace.
No, I'm afraid not. Sean Edwards has been a master since he came here. 4 wins, don't forget, in the past, but great to see him back and on board and subbing so beautifully for the late Alan Simonson. But Christina Nielsen, clearly not in the same league as Sean Edwards, at least on this track. Drivers do have their favourite tracks, Mark, and clearly Bleekemolen is right at home here.
Oh, he just loves it. I mean, he's from Holland, he's not that far away. He's watching Sean Edwards having his great battle with the number 2 car, Kilwitz. That's really going on. That's Jörg Muller again in the 20 car there. He'll be handing over to Maxi Sandritter when they get to the pit stops in some 5.5 minutes time. And there's the 14 car, which, as you mentioned, Carlton, up to 7th, having started 13th or 15th even. So a great move by the Ford.
Yeah, unfortunately, he's got some real quality ahead of him right now. Take nothing away from the cars he's already passed, of course, but this is the quality end of the field. Save for brain fade amongst the Corvettes. I think they're going to go extraordinarily well here. They certainly look it.
I think the difference between this race and yesterday's is you've got more of the pro drivers starting here today, and they're much more aggressive, as we've seen. 2 fairly major incidents in the course of the race. Okay, the second one was caused by a damaged car. Oh! And that's the Ford, the Corvette getting really out of shape there.
Totally, and I think he may well see this position once again. Teammates on hand.
Yes, do not
take advantage.
Do not bite each other. This is Kulvitz and Hohenadel who've had the coming.
Well, they're side by side right now.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a big squeaky bum moment, I think. And well, they've decided that discretion the greater part of valor. But they sail through and back into the arena section and keep it clean, at least for now.
Yes, guys, Carlton's back on Motors TV tonight. Squeaky bum time. You all remember that? Oh, yes.
39 minutes and 24 to go.
How does that translate on the Tour de France, by the way? Squeaky bum.
Squeaky saddle. Schwager is, we're on board with him in the 14 car. This is the Ford GT3, and it looks like he's on something of a mission, but the action really is in front of him. I think he may well just bide his time at the moment, because I can't see the trio in front of him avoiding contact, frankly. And the Callaway cars still locked together on track. They can't keep away from each other. And there are the gaps for you. Best gap, 12 hundredths of a second. And it is very, very tight here with 38 minutes to go. We've had a safety car. Unfortunately, we've lost yesterday's winner. The Polarized Mercedes is out. And that's always a shame. He's not the only one, Mark. Plenty of cars gone.
That's Diego Lacey just warming up, getting ready for his time in the number 2 car, whenever that's ready. And, of course, Diego, not one of the younger drivers in the field now. He's... Where's Diego? He's 41 years old. His teammate, Daniel Kulvitz, 24 years old. So quite a lot of old and younger drivers racing together, but huge respect for each other. It's all part of the sports car family, this, and everyone gets on so well. We've got a 46 car. That looks like Pivoda. Yeah, that's Timo Pivoda, I think.
I think it might be Dan Brown, actually.
No,
it's the Brown Matska car.
All right.
The Vitaphone racing machine. Dan
Brown. Now, we were going to mention Dan, weren't we? He's another one, as we're just looking at...
just that incident earlier on. Door unattached here. I'm actually not sure whether that... What's he picked up there? There we are. A bit of
that's all connected with the 46 car of Dan Brown there. Now, Dan, of course, the youngest ever driver in the British GT Championship, youngest ever winner at the age of 17 back in 2009. And going back to Stuart Hall, he was teammate of Stuart for a couple of races. They won together. In fact, Stuart and him were at the Aston Martin Festival just a few weeks back, sharing a DBR S9. This year's Racing British GT in Z4. It's had some podiums, which is why Vitaphone gave him this chance to race. And still only 22 years old, from Billericay, but looks like his race might be over.
Unfortunately, yeah, I think it was that great pairing between Brown and Hall that produced Stewart's opening chance at Le Mans back in 2009.
Yeah. Anyway,
extraordinarily well, bless him. He's on a bicycle at the moment, heading from Land's End to John O'Groats. 36 minutes and 40 odd seconds remaining of this one. Nicely spaced out just for now.
Yeah.
It's not going to stay like that.
No, because in a minute and a half's time the pit window will open. They've then got 10 minutes to decide when to come in, make their driver change. They'll probably not take tyres. We saw yesterday they didn't. They've been allowed. They can start on fresh tyres each day, so there's no problem about tyres wearing. But this man, Jeroen Bleekemolen, he'll be handing over to Tony Seiler. Now, Carlton, the big question is Tony Seiler, gentleman driver, is he going to be able to keep this pace up?
No.
That was a bit blunt. There is Tony.
Tony, best of luck, mate. I'll tell you what he is handing over, though. He's handing over a cushion. So this change, he's got 70 seconds, which he has to absorb. Don't forget, get as near to that as possible without going under it. But he has handed him a decent position on the road. There's no doubt about that. But the pressure will be on.
Well, Tony's had 2 outright wins during the course of his career in GT Masters. He might be 55, and he might be the last racing driver in history to have a nose plaster on. Just haven't seen that for years. But anyway, Tony's obviously still thinks it works for him. So good luck.
A long time ago. I haven't seen them for a while.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
But he's no Jeroen Bleekemolen, and I think even Tony would probably say that at this track.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. So here we go. Everyone getting ready. This is Rennie Rast. Just looking at the damage from that car. Here it is. Everything went wrong, didn't it? Doors. It got a big punt in the side, and we're gonna
Well, I thought we were going to have a word, but he's clearly deep in conversation with the engineers. He looked a bit chased and contrite there. I'm not sure whether he thought it was his fault or not. I didn't see enough of the incident to actually make a judgment, I'm afraid. Jerome Bleekemolen then preparing to come in, and this is going to get busy, Mark. Pit window is open. Yeah,
it is open, but I would guess that Callaway are going to leave him out as long as they possibly can. Just build, he's so fast, so tidy. Just leave him out there. Build on the laps. Every lap he's done has been fastest lap so far. No one is quicker than him at the moment. Keep him out there as long as you can for the full 10 minutes and then put Tony Seiler in right at the end. Look at the gap he's got.
I was going to say, look at that margin. Yeah. It's absolutely enormous. And he actually looks like he's driving quite moderately as well, because his lines are so beautifully smooth.
And look again, Dominic Baumann in the black Z4 then. I mean, great job he's doing too. And so is Sean Edwards behind him. These three drivers, top of their game, even now here at the Nurburgring in the GT Masters. And this is all going to be decided in the pit stops, this, Carlton.
It certainly is. Just looking at the 5 car, which also looks like it's well planted in position. That's Sean Edwards handing over to Christina Nielsen. And yet again, Mark, as the 14 GT4 car comes in, this is going to be crucial now. And I think that it might well be far more difficult to call in the second part of this race, because essentially we're handing over to the lesser drivers within the pairings.
So Andres Simonsen handing over to no, it's the other way around. It's the Russian. Sorry, it's Asanafiev handing over, and they're in the Polar Vice car. That number 11 car. Andres Simonsen gets that's Schrager and Keckler. Just moved to the Ford GT. So those are the early stoppers, the 14 car, as you mentioned, and also the number 12 car. That's Jeroen Den Boer handing it over to Simon Knapp.
Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful ageless design?
It is, isn't it?
It just doesn't badge itself up to belong to any decade. It's fantastic.
Since the middle of the 1960s.
It just looks right.
Yeah, there we are. Look at that. 1:10.966, good call that. So they've just got out in, just outside the 72nd bogey. In fact, everyone's been very good this weekend. Everyone respecting it. But only some of the midfield runners have called in so far. We have yet to see all our front runners stopping, and they've got another 8.5 minutes to do that.
Well, they'll take the maximum, and Bleekemolen will likewise. He's going to find himself in a bit more traffic than he's been used to since the start of this race, however.
Yeah, because of course what's happened is cars that have just stopped have now come out ahead of him, and he's going to have to follow these two Audis around for a couple of minutes until he can get past them, if he can get past them.
Well, I think that's the point. It may well be that he has to pit for track position and hand over, but we will see. As it is at the moment, Jerome Bleekemolen staying out there, but I think his time of being able to put some serious distance between himself and the chasers is over, and it'll be Tony Seiler that takes over in just a few moments' time. The great Swiss, best of the gents, been an outright winner as we mentioned previously. Yes, currently third in the gentlemen's series, I believe, at the moment, at the age of 55, but 3 times a champion as well. And Bleekemolen's going the long way round here. My goodness, he's not prepared to cede anything here. Yeah, and he's giving himself a more opportunity to actually put some more yardage between himself and the
chasers. That's Krista Jons he's just put down. There's Claudia Hürtgen. She's waiting to go out. First lady of German motorsport, 41 years old, 3 times German touring car champion. She's done everything. Formula 3, she's done the VLN series on the Nordschleife here at Nurburgring for many, many years. She is really Mrs. BMW now, or Miss BMW. Let's give her the right nomenclature. And here we are on board with Bleekemolen, then hunting down one of the BMW Z4s that stopped ahead of him, but he's put the Audi behind him, and he's just going to continue until he can build up a big enough lead to hand this car over to Tony Seiler and hopefully give the Swiss driver the win.
Well, he's running out of time. The pit window will close. Mark, were you running a clock on it? Do you know
25 minutes.
There we are. Yeah, so 5 minutes more. So he's going to get another couple of laps in, and if he can just get some track space, then he will use it.
If I'm Callaway, I'd call this car in on the last possible moment and hand it over, and I think I'd do the same if I was running the number 5 car, the Farnbacher car. Keep Sean Edwards out as long as possible because he can hand over to the slow Christina Nielsen. That's no disrespect to her. And again, Jörg Müller, factory BMW driver, keep him out as long as possible before he hands over to Max Sandritter.
Yeah, Sandritter was with Klingman, don't forget, at the Saxon Ring, where they finished third on the opening race there. So Max did a decent job there. But Jorg, the star driver, new arrival, I think possibly star arrival, even in the company that he is with.
There we are.
He is here.
Yeah, Hohenadel then pulls in. He was just ahead of Muller, pulls into the pits, so he's in the number 3 car stopping.
Bleekemolen taking all kinds of risks here just to give himself a bit of clear track before the handover, and just can't quite get by.
Well, it's the Michael Schumacher theory, isn't it? Your in-lap is the fastest one you can possibly do, and your out-lap is the fastest one you can possibly do, and that's what wins you races, are when everything hangs on pit stops. And it took many people in Formula 1 many years to understand that.
Well, it's the DB Motorsports car in front, the Nap Den Boer, the Dutch outfit.
Yeah.
3 podiums, don't forget, so far. Couple at Spa as well, so they know how to race. And Bleekemolen is, you know, they're running their own race, let's not forget. Bleekemolen has no right to make the pass. Despite all the flashing of the lights and indeed his best efforts, it looks like it's not going to happen.
So that was Christian Hohenadel handing that Callaway Corvette over to Andreas Wirth. We just saw in the pits there.
Makes it, finally.
Yep.
Gets by.
Yep.
Slung shot beautifully, and away he goes. Goodness me, you can see what a cork in the bottle that was.
Well, carrying so much speed, that Corvette on the straight. 7 litres of Detroit power. And as we mentioned earlier on, we've got something to look forward to next year. New Callaway Corvette C7, which is based on the new Stingray. The Stingray road car will be coming out this autumn, and next year will be developed into a GT3 car. I love it. Carlton hates it.
No, I don't like it. I think they've. It looks like a pumped up Ferrari to me. It looks like a Ferrari with bits hanging off it. But yeah, draw your own conclusions. Mark thinks it looks like a spaceship, but there you go. That's the sort of thing he likes.
So Callaway, of course, run by Ernest Vore and Giovanni Ciccioni in Leingarten, which is near Heilbronn, and here in Germany. So Callaway moved their racing operation over here to Germany some years ago when they were doing the BPR series, rather than trying to run the cars from the United States. You can, of course, buy the Callaway road package. There is Tony Seiler just getting pumped up. Not on Red Bull, presumably. Red Bull, plenty of that next weekend when we go to Spielberg on the Red Bull Ring in Austria. One of the most spectacular circuits in Europe now, with the Styrian Alps as a backdrop. And we'll be there, Carlton.
Fastest lap just been set here. 1:25.664. And Jerome Bleekemolen, well, we said he has to take the charge. You make your fastest lap, you're in lap, and that's exactly what's happening here. Pit window is open, but it's not going to be open for that much longer. Will he manage to get another one in? I think he might just be able to do it, and does so. Sails by, and he's on a mission.
This is lap 14 he's on at the moment. He's going to be able to squeeze it out till lap 15, because by the time he comes round, there'll still be room. But there's the second place car. Claudia waiting to get on board, and she's just telling the cameraman, watch out, this is going to be a lightning stop. So Dominic Baumann brings that car in, the black Schubert BMW. It's won already this year at Spa. How's it going to go today? This is going to be absolutely critical pit stop time, isn't it?
Well, here she is. Absolutely superb performer. And this is no diminution of performance as Claudia goes to get in. She looks like she's relishing it as well. No nerves, big smile to the cameras, and away she goes. Or will do in the 19 car. Don't forget, it's 70-second window. Remind us, Mark.
Yep, it's 70 seconds is the bogey. If you go out in less than 70 seconds, you will get a drive-through penalty. So Claudia, who's practically wedded to BMW, nearly all her racing, all her touring car titles were with BMW. She did have some Ford drives, as you reminded me earlier, and Formula 3 as well. In fact, those of us who saw at Monaco upside down.
Yes,
1989, I think it was, and she actually crushed her hand under the roll bar when a Formula 3 car rolled, but that's not been a handicap for her. She's started winning races after that. So
it was a Whale-tailed Sierra that she was.
She was in a Sierra. Right, in comes Bleekemolen.
Well, Mark,
he's come in.
Away we go. The 19 car is out and escaping with Claudia Hürtgen. And Bleekemolen does make the stop, Mark. Sorry.
Yeah, and he'll be handing that 18 car over, that car to Tony Seiler, the Swiss gentleman driver. And what can Tony do? Can he keep that car out front? This is going to be an interesting one this afternoon.
Here is Bleekemolen coming in. Lights are flashing. He's been using the heads, to be honest, to clear the road ahead of him. So big change coming up and a lot of pressure just about to be heaped onto Tony Seiler. He can take it.
Yeah, but he's an experienced driver. He's a Le Mans driver of many years standing. He's been racing in the VLN. He's been racing in GT Masters. He knows how to win. They're very happy with the tyres. So Jeroen's done a great job looking after the car. It's absolutely immaculate if you look at that. And just looking from the pit wall is Ciccione from Callaway. So Tony in board. Engine off, of course, while they have the driver change. Fires it up. Safety net and the driver's open window goes in. Tony pulls the belts. He'll be told from the pits when he can go out. Right, off you go now. That should just give you time to get down to the pit exit by 1:10. Can he do it in 1:10?
There we go. It's tightly judged. And he does it in 12. So he's 2.2 out.
So he's given away 2 seconds on that. And here is Claudia coming right behind him. That's how close it is. We're going to have a fight on our hands. It's going to be Tony Seiler against Claudia Hürtgen now for the lead of this race, because all the pit stops are finished.
They are. Pit window is closed, and this is Claudia Hürtgen in the black machine with Tony Seiler in the yellow Corvette. I always think that Corvette has to be that colour.
Oh, absolutely. Ferraris have to be red, Corvettes yellow. And BMWs should be silver.
They most certainly should be. There we are. But right now, who is going to win this battle of the Wasp colours? One suggests it's going to be difficult to actually pick them apart, but Claudia Hürtgen right now is setting her battle plans out. She's been longer on track than Seiler. He's not quite settled in just yet, and mentally that's something you have to adjust to extremely quickly. She's closing on him.
It's a very good point. Of course, her tyres are warmer. They haven't changed tyres, but her tyres are still warmer because she's had the advantage of that lap while he was sitting in the pits. Can Tony hold her off? This is the battle. We're going to take a commercial break. We've got 23 minutes of racing left, and Carlton and I are on the edge of our seats, as I hope you will be.
Tony Seiler has got his mirrors full of Claudia Hürtgen at the moment, and it's not a pretty sight as far as he's concerned. There is a big black BMW in her hands, and the Pixum Team Schubert machine is looking the quicker at the moment. She's picking all her lines. Look at this. She'll try the switch back out of the corner. Can't quite make it stick right now, but look how busy she is all over the track. This is pressure.
Yeah, this is Claudia's home track. She comes from Aachen, which is not that far away from here. She grew up here. She did karting here on the Schumacher circuit at Kerpen and here. And here she is. She's
playing with him.
If anywhere that's at home to her, it's here. And she's got 22 minutes to get by him. She doesn't need to push it, but she is.
Yeah, exactly. She won't even need to push because, as you said, Mark, she knows absolutely every millimetre of this track. And she is playing with him. She's all over the place at the moment, but deliberately so. This is all about heaping pressure on, trying to draw out a mistake because she knows every in point.
Yeah, and of course the other thing is these cars are very, very similar in configuration. They're both front-engined, rear-wheel drive, and so there's no advantage in traction as you have the Porsches. There's no advantage having a mid-engine car like an Audi. So all is fair in love and war, and their balance is absolutely perfect, as you can see. It's all down to the driver.
Yep, absolutely. In terms of power output as well. Oh, and she's got him.
Yeah, into Coca-Cola.
Absolutely superb move. How clean was that?
Not only clean, but
almost ghostly. It was amazing.
I'd like to see that from outside, because I think Tony probably went a little bit wider than he needed to. Probably too busy watching his mirrors. He's having a little comeback. Going to see if he can go the long way round at Castrol.
She'll hold it solid. No, absolutely solid as a rock.
Her braking is much better than the Corvette.
Straight through, gets the escape, uses all of the track, and by that I don't mean that she's taking the wrong lines at all. She is finding exactly the delivery points to escape the corners, and already gaps him by what, 3 car lengths in 2 corners.
Yeah, so the team will be on the radio to telling her Alice gut, Alice klar, and Tony Seiler will be thinking, well, what do I have to do to haul her in again?
Well, I think Tony possibly start looking backwards at the moment, because she is so good on this track, and there is a car closing as we speak, and it's the 2 car, also a Callaway competition Corvette as well. Just looking a little bit further behind to see who is on board, Mark.
Yeah, it's Diego Alesi.
There we are.
Yeah, he's in that Corvette. Z06R, the GT3 version. Last time, of course, we'll see that at Nurburgring. The new car, which Carlton doesn't like, and I do, will be here this time next year.
Listen, I'm quite happy to try one out. But yeah, I just think a bit of finesse, or a bit more Corvette-like, please.
Yep.
But there you go. I actually do love Corvettes and would love one myself. But a 5, please. That would suit me very nicely. Z05.
And yellow, please. So look at that, 1.4 seconds almost. She's pulled out on him already. And as you said, coming up very quickly behind, big threat to Tony is Diego Lacey in the white Callaway Corvette. Teammate, of course, so please no shenanigans like we had in race 1 when Lacey and Hohenadel, Kilvitz and Hohenadel took each other out.
Yeah, absolutely remarkable. They don't want any of that.
Yep.
But this really, I know we've still got over 19 minutes remaining, but I cannot see Claudia Hurtgen from this position seeding this, because she's just pulling away.
Yeah, her only risk is if Lacey gets past Tony Seiler quickly, he might be in a position to set off after her, but I think it's unlikely.
Well, the way she's performing at the moment, this is absolutely remarkable. She heaped the pressure on Seiler, drew him into a mistake, and here we are, Mark.
Here's the pass coming into Coca-Cola, the final turn, and look at that. She makes it look so easy. I don't think Tony even knew she was there at that moment. And look at the speed she's carrying through that corner. Absolutely at home, as we said.
Yeah, just knows when to unleash it, and does so. So delicate and beautiful, smooth manoeuvre.
She hardly even takes the curb, you know, which is so smooth on the tyres on the car. Here it is again from his rear view camera.
Yes, one turn he wished he'd made.
So Diego Lacey coming up close behind as well, and right behind him we've got Frank Keckler in the Lambo Ford GT40, Jeroen Bleekemolen, and then looking very, very hot after that drive.
Well, also shaking his head and saying, yes, I think he saw how that could have been defended.
Jeroen absolutely loving his racing this year. He was at Silverstone 3 weeks ago when we had the GT Open Championship live here on Motors TV from Silverstone, and Jeroen, one of the star drivers there, just absolutely loving his racing. And here he is a few weeks later, having done the Spa 24 hours in between, doing what he loves most, just being a racing driver.
Absolutely. Great to see him, actually. He's such a great character as well.
Ooh.
And that looked like a bit of trouble for the DB Motorsport machine.
Yeah, that was Simon Knapp, who's taken over from Jeroen de Berne. He's done some damage to the front. He's got caught up, hasn't he?
He has.
He's hit the front tyre of one of the Corvettes, and that is again Corvette in trouble. But more in trouble is the Dutch Z4.
I'm actually wondering if that Corvette's sustained a puncture in the contact. We'll have a look. Here is the moment.
And of course that's Andreas Wirth yet again at the Hohendahl. Oh, it's a big thump, isn't it, for the BMW? Oh.
Much bigger than I thought.
What was Simon doing there? That was extraordinary. Very, very conscientious driver normally.
Oh, there we are. And this doesn't bode well for their championship, Mark, because coming into this weekend, running in 3rd place, had some good results as well. Double podiumed in Spa, yep. Don't forget. 3rd on both races. That's going to cost... 2nd on the race 2 in Oschersleben.
It's going to cost them big time, that, isn't it?
Certainly is. 60 minutes or so remaining, and the GT40 just picking up with that momentarily as well.
3rd and 4th place battle going on. Well, 3rd place battle. The cars are in 3rd and 4th place, and again this Ford just proving to be really, really strong around here. Okay, they got taken out yesterday, but today they're having a great race, and Keckler and Dominic Schwager and the Lambda Performance Ford really looking very strong at the moment.
Well, they went well in Spa in the wet, don't forget, but bone dry here and in the sunshine, they can do it as well, Mark.
Yep, let's see how that one's going to pan out. So on board with Keckler, Frank Keckler has been racing not that long. He's one of the younger drivers here, 24 years old. Dominic Schwager, 2 years older than him, had 1 win this year already. Don't think he's going to do today though. And here in comes Simon Knapp, then. Quite a lot of damage to that Dutch BMW. I think he's got a front puncture or broken front suspension on the other side. We can't see it from here, but
well, it's a shame. They're going to drop off the provisional podium spot there.
Yeah, there's a rear puncture at the back. Okay,
it was clear from that impact that at least one of the cars was going to have that. Keckler, of course, with Verdonk, victory in the opening race at Spa, and it is Schwager that's coming as a guest, but Verdonk on other duties. Spa, as we said, in atrocious conditions, but this very, very different with 15 minutes to go.
Yeah. And of course, everyone already now at this point, it's time to think about the checkered flag coming out, packing up, and then rushing for the Austrian border and heading for Spielberg. And what is now called the Red Bull Ring was originally the Österreich-Ring, then it became the A1 Ring in the DTM days, and now the Red Bull Ring. And we'll be racing there at the weekend, bring you the coverage as we are tonight, next Wednesday here on Motors TV. Same two of us.
Yeah, look forward to your company for that. Right now, Kekler has made the move.
Oh.
And is he going to make it stick? Oh, my goodness, you've got to be brave here on Mad. We said that in the opening race, and so it's proving right now. You know, they've been so aggressive in that GT40.
Wow.
They're not writing the checks, obviously.
He got the position, but he's lost it back again. Diego Alesi just thinking, no, you're not having that, mate. Through the chicane, and Alesi only just managing to slow the car down for the turn into the chicane, and Kekler comes back again at him, but that Ford seems to be much more slippery, doesn't it? But
right, watch this. Start finish straight. Now he's got a drag here. He may well have another go. Car and a half, probably not close enough. But he's getting closer here. Look at this, punching a big hole in the air is the Callaway Competition Corvette. Is he going to try him down the inside? Not close enough. It is still a car and a half. Shows you just how well balanced they are, these cars, in terms of performance.
And that was, by the way, that was on the pit wall. Daniel Kulwitz was watching the progress of this on the TV screens, on the monitors on the pit wall. And again, Kekler closes right up. Remember, this battle at the moment is for third place. Number 2 car in third, 14 car in fourth. And right behind them, just looking a bit down the order, Jörg Müller playing a watching brief in the Team Schubert BMW, the blue, white and orange car.
Well, he's going to have another go here, Mark.
Yeah.
He's clearly trying to harry an error. And oh, goodness me. I thought there was near contact there. It was so close.
Yeah, that's just coming out of Bitburger corner, and they head down now that long stretch. Is this where the Ford has got the speed? Can he do anything about it? He couldn't last time. Diego Alesi really has got this chicane well hooked up. No, huge speed that Corvette carries through there, and the Ford has another go down the inside. Oh,
I'm speechless as they come back onto the start-finish straight now.
Yes, I'll note
if he just kept his powder dry at that point, Mark, his favourite overtaking opportunity is at the bottom of the start-finish straight at Castrol S's.
Yep.
And he's lost position once again. I reckon next time by, he might well just hold himself up a bit and have a go here.
So that blue car in the background, Max Sandrit, who's taken over from Jörg Müller, of course, in the Schubert car, and then behind them, behind the number 8 car, is Mikael Christensen in the Herbert.
Well, still this battle rages on, and they're so close that if there's an error from the car in front, then Kekler's going to get collected, I'm afraid. They're both keeping it sensible just for now, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case right until the very end. It's so tight, this. What a fantastic battle.
And look, they're closing right up on Tony Seiler now. He's just ahead, only now going through Michelin curve, and then through Bit curve, right at the top of the hill here, then that plunge down the hill. Now he's just trying to get the cut back here. He went over wide, he was trying to come through on the inside, but again, he hasn't got the speed on the straight here. And Diego Alesi's got the braking once they get to the chicane.
Exactly, I think he's going to carry this one all the way through and wait for the start-finish straight, is my guess. Goes cross-country, as you saw, both of them using all of the track and just a little bit more as well. Now then, this time by, round they swing, and he's kept within range this time. Here we go. Wait for the kink and then the drop down. And side by side, in line they are at the moment, I beg your pardon. Will they be side by side? No, he's just pulled away this time.
Yeah, just to remind you, this is the third place battle we're watching at the moment. And playing that watching brief all the time is Max Sandritter in the blue BMW. Here it is, the car he's just taken over from Jörg Müller. And they're watching from the pits.
Just over 10 minutes remaining of this race. Once the clock's out, of course, the lead car next time by over the line is the finish line. And there we're just watching this fantastic battle at the moment that's raging on for a podium spot, but how much longer is anybody's guess. It depends whether they manage to stay away from each other at the moment. Kekler is being extraordinarily aggressive, but just holding his line in front is the Callaway Competition #2 car, which is doing a fantastic job. The Kelvitz and a lazy car being mastered here by Alazi, both picking up 4 wins incidentally, both Alazi and Kielwitz, and you can understand why when you see this kind of performance. Great pressure that's being sustained here by Alazi.
Yeah, and look at that, Tony Seiler right in their sights now, and Claudia Hurtgen going further and further away. It's 4.5 seconds, that gap now back between first and second. Here's second, here's third, here's fourth, and then in 5th place Max Sandrich in the blue BMW, and right behind him it's the Porsche of Robert Renaud and Michael Christensen. Christensen on board that car now. That is the Team Herbert Porsche 911 GT3R.
You know, Kekler just can't get by Alazi on the start-finish straight. He's going to have to think of another option here. He's tried a few. Just no way by that big black wall of a rear end of that Vet.
It seems the only place he can really do it is Coca-Cola corners. They come out the chicane. He seems to have better traction. But again, unless he just keeps blocking him every time. So...
well, there's one best way through here, and Alazi's finding it lap after lap, despite the pressure. Hasn't looked this time. Is he going to try and get him on the switch? Can't do it. Not close enough. No.
The only answer, I think, is go over the top.
Yeah, but it hasn't even got the speed to do that because they're both so beautifully matched. Can't get close. In fact, the gap extends on the start-finish straight, so it's got to be somewhere else. Yeah.
Tony Seiler, they're doing a great job, yet although they've caught up a little bit with him, it's not as fast as we thought it was going to be. And if Seiler can just hold that car in second place for another 8 minutes, that is going to be a great afternoon for him. It's going to help his championship chances no end in the Gentleman Driver Trophy. Just to bring up to date on that, as they started this race, Gentleman Drivers were led by René Bordeaux and Remo Lips. Christina Nielsen in 3rd place and looking to try and move up the order here today. Christina is looking for her down the finish order. She is running 2nd at the moment in the Gentleman. Funny class to be in for a lady, isn't it? In the Gentleman Trophy, and she is running in 10th place at the moment overall, 2nd in the category.
Well, this battle may well be closing on Seiler, but the 20 Pixim BMW has actually just approached this pairing as we look, and there it is, just hoving into sight, and may well become a part of proceedings. The blue-nosed BMW, there it is, and Kekler is he going to run out of patience here and try something just beyond himself? We'll see.
My guess is that he will in desperation. They're getting closer and closer to Tony Seiler now, and if Diego Alessi can get himself the other side of that yellow Corvette, the yellow Corvette, I think, will do all it can to hold up Kekler. They are teammates after all. So,
well, they are. He's losing ground at the moment, and he's losing time. Less than 7 minutes to go, and so he's got what, 3 laps to play with.
I'd give it another lap, and Tony Seiler is going to be passed for 2nd, and may even be passed for 3rd as well by this car Kekler we're riding in. Here we go. They're all running nose to tail now. 4 of them, the BMW as well. Max Sandritter. This race really coming alive in the closing moments.
It is. Sandrit, who did such great work with Klingman at the Sachsenring, got themselves a podium in race 1. We'll see whether it's going to be a podium today. It would mean disaster for those ahead of him. And Kekler still keeps the pressure on in the Ford, and Alazi just holding station, but they are just winding in Tony at the moment.
Yeah, and Kekler's going to have to be watching all his gauges, because his temperatures would be climbing, water, oil, everything, because he's so close in the slipstream of that Corvette. He's having a go as they come through bit curve, Michelin curve. No, he can't quite do it. Then it's into bit curve, top of the hill. And again, looking at that cutback to try and go wide and then come on the inside. This is one of his last chances to do this, I think.
Well, he's not been closer for a couple of laps. No. And again, the Corvette pulls away. And yeah, let's just pay some tribute to our leader, shall we? Because we haven't said much about Claudia Hertgen, but she's in a safe place as we speak, and is just pulling away, it seems. Not pulling away at the moment and not having to do is a lazy. He's running in third place at the moment. Wanting that spot is Kekler, who's running fourth and running out of time.
Yeah, we're into lap 36 now. Not going to be so many laps as yesterday because, of course, we had the safety car for 6 laps, which slowed things down considerably. So I think we're probably 3 or 4 laps shorter than yesterday, but still maybe we're going to get 2 or 3 more in, as you say. And here's a great shot looking back at that BMW from the back of Kekler's car.
Yep, it's Zandreiter who is closing in, I think just biding his time. Unlike Kekler, who hasn't got any time. If he's going to do it, it's got to be now. He's nice and tight, has a look, big option. Oh my goodness. And
they're both with Seiler now.
I'm just wondering if Seiler here is going to unconsciously become part of the action, unfortunately for him.
Well, he's not worried about the overall battle. He's fighting for the gentleman honours, which he's leading at the moment. So it's not going to cost him anything if he lets Tony Seiler.
I just hope he doesn't get drawn into an error.
Well, his teammate, of course, Alessi is his teammate. So if he can let him by and then block the Ford, he'll be doing a great service to Corvette.
It's quite an act to call. We'll see if it manages it. If he manages it, 4 minutes. Dust kicked in faces here, and Zandreiter closes in and has a look. Zandreiter now. Well, a reminder then that this race is not about those in front of you, but perhaps behind as well. 3 minutes and 40-odd seconds to go as they cross the line once again. Hertgen well clear by 9.5 seconds, and just look at this podium battle now. Phenomenal.
I think that's woken up the Ford driver. He suddenly realised he's got a BMW up his chuff, and the laps are running out. 2 laps at the most we're going to get in now. Tony Seiler then really almost about to be gobbled up by these two. And look at the Ford having a go on the inside. He's got him. He's dived inside. He's been trying to do that all the time. But will Alessi get him on the cutback? No. Great piece of driving there. And
he's lost it. He's lost it. My goodness.
He got in the dirty stuff and round the back went. I think that also might have held up Alessi a little bit.
Well, what a shame for Kekler. He only had that one option to play, but unfortunately he rolled the dice and lost.
And look, the BMW's got ahead of Alessi as well, so Alessi got held up by that.
Well, so there we are.
Zandreiter, he has got into 3rd place ahead of Alessi. Has Alessi got a problem? Because that Porsche's now closing on him right at the back. That is Robert Renaud and Michael Christensen's car. Christensen, the Danish driver, on board. He's a Porsche factory driver, and here he's hit again. What happened?
Well, check it out, Mark. He went to the dirty part of the track, and he made the move. And then look at this as he tries to get the power on. Back end, watch it. Goodbye.
Yeah. It wasn't even on the dirty part of the track, was it? Just too much power down too soon, and round it goes. But why did Alessi lose time then? Let's see if we can spot that.
Well, let's have a look. Well, he was forced onto the dirty part of the track momentarily. There's the spin, and look at this. Check that.
Yeah, I think he backed off, didn't he? Because that car, Ford started to spin. I think Alessi just momentarily, involuntarily backed off, and the BMW says, "Thank you very much." Bang, let's go. Through he went. Great.
Oh, Kekler, power delivery on tyres reaching the end of the run.
Yeah.
And away he went.
Very good.
Shame.
Very good point, that. Tyres at the end of the run. Yes, I think everyone's got to watch out for that. So here we are. Just another quick replay. And this is what happened. Oh, that's what happened. Alessi went wide in the link.
Well, there we are.
Was he distracted? And the BMW's through. Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, we'll take that.
Says Jörg Müller. That is great. I like that. Have more of that, please. Here is the other BMW, Claudia Hertgen, the First Lady of German motorsport, in fact, of European motorsport, doing such a great job here this afternoon. I won't say First Lady of World Motorsport, because, of course, Liz Halliday, our colleague at Le Mans, she is the First Lady of World Motorsport.
Well, as far as we're concerned.
Yeah.
And so just heading to the minute marker right now. Once the clock is out and Claudia crosses the line, then it is the run for home. And
but who's the big winner from all that? Tony Seiler. The pressure's off. He looks like he's got a secure second. Here's first, here's second, and look, he's got it's probably another good second back now to Max Zandreiter in that blue BMW. Then it's Christensen in the Porsche. Alessi's dropped down to 5th from 3rd place in the Callaway Corvette, and Frank Kekler managed to pick his Ford up again and has put it back into 6th place as we now go on to the final lap.
There we are. It has been called, and Claudia Hertgen is. She's had what looks like a trouble-free ride, but it's been a masterful performance by both her and Dominic Baumann.
And it's more than just that, Carlton, because this, if she takes the checkered flag first, will put her and Dominic Baumann into the lead of the GT Masters. We're at the midway break, 4 rounds of the championship gone, 4 more to go. And how good is that? Claudia Hertgen and Dominic Baumann will leave Nurburgring in the championship lead with 8-point lead over Christopher Meiss and Rennie Rast, who came here in the lead but had disastrous race.
Goodness me, what a weekend we've had, and what a weekend it's been for Corvette as well.
Yeah.
After tangling and giving themselves all kinds of problems, Bleekemolen teed up a wonderful run by Tony Seiler as well, and the pair of them have delivered second place. But the winner, we know her name, Claudia Hertgen. Her and Dominic Baumann doing a fantastic job and taking the lead in the championship.
Yeah. Great job there. Second then is Tony Seiler, wins the Gentleman's Trophy today and puts him into the lead of the championship. Does it? No, Christina Nilsson comes across the line in second place in the Gentleman's Series, and she goes into the lead of the championship. How about that then? That was unexpected. Tony Seiler is in third place. He's come up the order, but Rennie Bordeaux in second. So there is the overall standings, but championship leaders as we head for Spielberg in Austria next weekend. Dominic Baumann and Claudia Hertgen, winners here today. But who still hasn't had a win this year? Porsche, still looking for that.
Goodness me.
Everyone but Porsche.
Well, the Nurburgring, it's been an absolute delight. We'll be back with highlights of next weekend on Wednesday. So same place, same time. Looking forward to it, Mark.
We'll be here. So well done, everyone at Nurburgring. Great racing. 2 excellent races from Carlton Kirby and myself, Mark Cole. Thank you for being with us. See you next week.